fans, EJ Boxing Live here. We're gonna talk some boxing. Triple G versus Bernard Hopkins, maybe. Wilder versus Joshua or Prince Charles Martin. Amir Khan's game plan for Canelo. We got over here some of the best channels here on YouTube. We've got Scorsese from the Boxing Voice, and we have Shady Slim over here. How you doing, guys?
Yo, what up?
Cool.
Yeah, good over here. I got some points to talk about on these people. They crazy trying to put a 50-year-old in the ring again, man.
All right, let's get into it then. All right, go ahead, Scorsese. Tell everyone how you feel about Bernard Hopkins maybe possibly going against Triple G.
First of all, I don't know the weight. Look, when it came up, it didn't appeal to me at all. So I didn't I didn't go to boxing scene. I didn't go to Twitter. I ain't go to none of that. I just told myself, that I'm smart enough to see through anything anybody got to say about that. I understand Triple G, like, he closing in on a Hagler record, a Hopkins record. He closing in on all of that middleweight. But they don't justify bringing no 50. I think the boy not the boy, the grown ass man finna be like 51, 52 coming up right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you got a monster. Triple G's a monster. If he lead a middleweight division right now, it don't matter who he hasn't fought. To me, I'm gonna say he dominated that division because everybody either didn't want to fight him, or he whooped their ass if they did fight him. I don't think the division great, but at the end of the day, I know talent when I see it. The dude got talent. Bernard Hopkins, 52 years old. Even when he was a younger Hopkins, he didn't like people that let their hands go. And Triple G ain't just gonna stand there and be no stick man and let you set the tone, let you set the pace, and be the old man you wanna be. He probably gonna get hurt again. He might go to 12 rounds, but like I heard somebody say the other day, he gonna take the full 12 rounds of an ass whooping if he do go that. So I don't like that fight. It's like I know Kobe and LeBron, they probably pushing up on some of Jordan records, right? But you don't see them talking about bring Jordan out of retirement and shit. Let me play against him. I don't like the shit. Not at all.
All right, man. Shady, what's your take, bro? Unmute yourself, Shady. Shady. Slim.
Hello?
Yeah, Shady.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, man. I don't like that fight at all, man. Triple G's gonna fucking kill Bernard Hopkins. They gonna need the stretcher and the ambulance at that fight if it happens. They say Bernard Hopkins, what he said, he 52. I heard that he's 72. He don't need to be in no type of fight like that, man. He ain't got no chance. He ain't got a chance, no chance of hell of beating no Triple G. Ain't gonna happen.
Oh man, I give Bernard a shot.
He is crafty though. I gotta say Bernard Hopkins is crafty. He can do a lot of holding. He can make it a dirty fight. He might can go 12. I give him that. He is crafty.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, like Bernard Hopkins at a lower weight, he's more dangerous. But what's the point? I don't understand. Like what's there to gain out of this? Like Triple G's a name. Hey, if he beats Triple G, it'll just show you. Oh, Bernard Hopkins can still earn. Look, man, he came back and beat Pavlik. But he has been out the ring for a long time. He's 50, and usually it's not a good look, man. He'd be a massive underdog. But if he was to pull it off, man, you know what I mean? It means something. If Triple G beats him, would that be good for Triple G's legacy?
He'll get a name on his resume. I mean, Bernard Hopkins, he's still a big name.
That's all it is. That's all it is for. It's a like I think Natty Turner was saying this with Beats when I was listening. Carsino done said it a few times. I've seen it in comment sections. They pretty much call Bernard a coon. Like they call him like the dude at this point that's selling his name. You know what I mean? Like he's selling himself out. They talk about how he Golden Boy coon, like Oscar coon, and I never really bought into it, but now it's like, everybody saying Triple G need a name. Here goes your 52-year-old name. We ain't gonna hold the 52-year-old in there. We just gonna hold the name in there. And I don't know. I'm starting to kind of see what they was talking about now. I really never looked at Bernard like that, because when he was pushing for his oldest championship, he was talking about how if he was a white fighter, they'd be all on his nuts and this and that. But now it's, I was like, maybe I agree with that. But now it's like, yeah, he kind of selling his name. I don't know. He is HBO signed commentator. He need to look out for the benefits of what's coming on next. I don't know. I don't like that fight at all. It's it ain't no. It serves no purpose. Neither one of these guys got a belt at 168 pounds. Neither one been fighting at 168. If you want to go to 168 and prove something, you could go fight James DeGale or Badu Jack right now, or the winner of Abraham versus the top ranked fighter that's coming up. You'll fight one of those people, and claim something. I don't. Who's the other champion at 168?
I think DeGale got a belt.
DeGale, Jack, Abraham, and who else that is up there?
I think Ward had the WBA. I think the WBA is vacant because Ward had the WBA and he let the WBA go.
Don't you guys think he's doing it because all the thing about Triple G's like Hagler? That's the reason why he might be motivated to do that. Don't you think it's because of that, rather than anything else? Trying to say his name. You know, Hopkins loves the challenge rather than he's selling himself. You know, he actually believes. You know, not have to tell Hopkins anything.
It's not for Hopkins. I agree with you.
Not all his career.
As far as Hopkins, I see what you mean. He's always been that person. Even if some people thought he did it when the timing was right. Yeah. You know, a lot of people criticize his resume and say he is all about timing. Okay, possibly, cool. But he do got some challenging names on the resume. So I agree with you there about him. But Triple G, man, I'm looking at it for him. He the prime fighter. Like I'm looking past Bernard Hopkins. He's the past to me. So I'm looking at what's Triple G gonna do. And if you're gonna go to 68, I think the other champion is shooting off. Yeah.
Yeah.
When y'all gonna tell that boy Billy Joe Saunders to grow some balls, man, and fight Triple G? Y'all gotta start getting on Billy Joe.
But why we getting on Billy Joe for? What about the other dudes, man? What about Canelo? Well, we're gonna get into Canelo in a bit. But
Canelo got an excuse, but Joe ain't got no excuse. He been fighting that 160. Canelo fighting that 155.
It's to the point that Triple G need to tell them all to fuck themselves and go do something he need to do for himself. And that's build his if they scared, look at, like, I think somebody brought up Tyson today. If I think Tyson would have had another division to go to and people didn't want to fight him, he would have jumped out of heavyweight and done it. You know what I mean? Like, this dude, it ain't no excuse no more. Like, they not going to fight you. Let them parade. Let us bash them as the fans. But you build your legacy. Like, they don't care how much we bash them. Like, they done took all the bashing they can take, and it still ain't happening. So I'm looking at 168, and I'm seeing better. Can he beat James DeGale? Yeah, he can. Can he beat Badu Jack? Hell yeah. He just got to go do that, man. Like, Billy Joe Saunders not going to get him more credit than none of them dudes, man. Forget Hagler record and Hopkins record. Forget that, man. It's about who you beating. That's what's important.
Well, you go quick.
If he can't get Canelo or Billy Joe, yeah, I agree with you. You got to move up. You can't get one of them next. You got to move up.
I made an argument the other day with what's his name, Beats and Rons the other day. I made an argument that I agree that Al Heyman good for boxing. I truly do. But if you ain't on his team, he bad for you. Like, straight up, like Peter Quillen and Danny Jacobs, they was overpaid for their fight. You know, they was pretty much overpaid. But that's good for them. That's good for anybody signing up for him. But Triple G, to get these dudes in the ring now, even though he got 2 belts and they should want his belt. I was listening to Thunderbomb and he made some sense and I gave him some credit. I'm not against nobody, but he said, Triple G got 2 belts. They should be willing to go in there for $750,000 and win a championship. And I told myself, yeah, that makes sense. But the truth behind the matter is, Al Heyman got these dudes paid so well that they don't have to chase your championship. They made the right business decision, got with the right people. Whereas you got with people that can't get you Canelo, Billy Joe, and I don't care how much you sign to HBO, they still can't get you to Canelo. So, it's time to go on up, man. Canelo ain't stunning him. Canelo will fight welterweights for the rest of his life and drop that belt for all he can.
I'll go good point, man. Yeah, good point, man. Good point right there.
He said he'll fight welterweights the rest of his life.
Yeah, man, that's a good point. So you got my take on it. I think Bernard Hopkins. I don't think yet. Bernard Hopkins will be talking like if he gets in the ring, after he performs with Collier, man. I think, boy, we all agree that he should step out and you know, you're going back down the weights. And look, man, in that case, why did Oscar De La Hoya go down to fight Pacquiao? He didn't have to fight Pacquiao. After the Floyd fight, he could have retired. He tried to get another fight with Floyd, and he went down to fight Manny Pacquiao. He won the challenge. So if Bernard Hopkins do it, I mean, Bernard Hopkins' last fight with Kovalev, like he went, like no one else has gone the distance with Kovalev, you know, like no one else.
But bro, everybody ain't Oscar De La Hoya. That boy was a gangster. He went and fought Tito, then he went right the next fight and fought Mosley.
Nah, he cooled out, man. Oscar cooled himself out. He knew he couldn't do nothing at 147 pounds, and he went down there. He was expecting to sign Manny Pacquiao, and it turned out he couldn't even get him like that. So he did like I just said. Bernard done. He making room for that new name, but Bernard just happened to do it at 50 years old. And he ain't as popular as Oscar needs, but it's HBO house. That's what you're seeing right now, because it's so many other challenges, bro, that they could be fighting. But he finna fight a 52-year-old. I hope. Well, actually, he finna fight Dominic Wade. So that to me, that's even better than fighting Bernard Hopkins at this point.
I don't know nothing about Dominic Wade. I don't know nothing about him. Who that?
See, we gonna know about him after that fight. We gonna know about him when he in that emergency room, or we about to know about him.
He been on Showbox. More than not, when he on Showbox, he walking the dude down. He'll fight the inside. He got some straight, accurate punches. I think he out of DC. Got the amateur background and everything, but as far as being ready on that level, he might pull a Willie Monroe and show he got a little more heart than, most Triple G opponents. You could look at Rubio and that's what you think of. He might be a Willie Monroe. He might be what's the other dude that beat Sergio Martinez in everybody's opinion?
Oh, Margarito?
No. Martin Murray. You talking about Murray?
Yeah, he might put on a gutsy type performance or land some clean shots and show some flaws in Triple G. But I don't know about he ain't finna like hit him and hurt him or nothing like that. But Wade got a little power, man. It might be a little interesting. It might shock a few people.
Alright, we'll see what happens there, innit? We'll see what happens there, man. We have to find out, man.
That's what the only person he struggled against was Sam Solomon. Y'all know what Solomon being there doing, man. That dude being there fighting jumping jacks and shit. I wouldn't like to fight nobody like that. Yeah, with a head for the elbow, and then he skipping around and shit. So it's just a nasty style for him, but he was still landing some clean shots every now and then. So rounds, he might last 7-8 rounds.
Oh yeah, well we have to find out, man. We have to find out. I actually, it's interesting, but I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that fight. We got some other guys jumping. Who else is jumping? Anyone else jumped in yet?
I think J Dill. What up, J Dill?
What up, J Dills?
What up, man?
Yeah,
what up?
Talking about B-Hop versus what's his name again? B-Hop versus Triple G. What's your take on that, bro?
Payday for Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's too much of a layoff, and I don't think he has it in him.
Okay, go ahead.
How much you think he getting paid? It's not a pay-per-view fight, is it?
Yeah, but I just think B-Hop is doing it for the paycheck or doing it for political reasons.
You don't think B-Hop could win, or B-Hop because he's challenging himself?
It's either that or he's doing it for Canelo. That's how I look at it.
But one thing though, B-Hop got hard though, cause we had Floyd duck Triple G, Billy Joe Saunders ducking Triple G, Canelo don't want to fight him. Gotta give B-Hop some respect though. At least he will take the fight. He gonna take the ass whooping, but I respect him for that.
Ducking Triple G though. How welterweights is ducking Triple G?
He said he was gonna train himself to 154 to fight Floyd.
Okay, so do you believe? Let me ask you. You believe Triple G ducking Lara?
Was he ducking Laura? Or is Laura ranked?
No. Okay, exactly. So is Triple G ranked at 154 pounds? Like the same standard go for him? Like he ain't beat nobody at.
Who's the bigger name though out of Laura and Triple G? Laura's last 3 fights was against bums.
I was, how,
Lord, the
how,
Triple G.
how's he a big name? He you know, he pulled his 97,000.
He
Some people
about to
say,
be, he about to be undisputed though, undisputed champion.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yo,
Nothing with me, it don't mean that when you take David Lemieux. Come on, man. Like, you beat David Lemieux. Man, come on, bro. Like, that division is just like a few punches. Who in that middleweight division got great reflex? Please give me one.
In the middleweight division.
Willie
Hassan and
Monroe.
Dom, but he got a bad chin. Hassan and Dom, but he got a bad chin.
No,
There
he
you
don't
go.
got no
I'm right
reflex.
there.
Canvas all the time. He don't got reflexes. He got great legs, and that's it. He don't see punches coming. He don't do that. That's why he be on the canvas so much. He got great legs. The division, and even if he is the person with the best reflexes in the division, that ain't saying like
my question to you is,
True.
who got the bigger name, Dominic Wade or Lara?
what.
Laura is a bigger name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lord,
but not IBF though. The IBF.
yeah,
So
but
so
the IBF threatened. They threatened Triple G. They told him if he don't fight Billy Joe Saunders, that he got to fight. What's this guy name? Dwayne Wade. They told him he had to fight him.
Wayne Wade. It was his name. His name is Dominic. Is it Dominic Wade?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, Dominic. I thought it was
Yeah,
Dwayne
Brett,
Wade.
that's fine.
so my point is, names don't mean shit because eventually you gotta fight a motherfucker. That's all I gotta say.
yeah, absolutely, man. Well, hey, let me.
So the rumor, the B-Hop rumor is actually true. It's not just speculation. The
no,
rumor may be actually true.
this is what we're talking about, Hakeem. Give us your take on it. Give us your take on it, buddy.
I think Bernard Hopkins wins the fight. I don't even know why you guys think he loses. Bernard Hopkins doesn't beat Bernard Hopkins. How? Bernard Hopkins is the bigger fighter.
What?
He's a bigger fighter by a. Triple G is small, man. Triple G is small.
Hey, let me speak,
Triple
man.
G is not a big guy.
Hey, let me speak.
You gotta realize that he's a small guy.
No, Shady, let me speak. Go ahead, Hakeem.
You guys gotta realize Triple G is not even a big middleweight. If you consider the past middleweight like Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones, he's a small guy. Bernard Hopkins is a lot bigger. It's not even a little bit bigger. He's a lot bigger than Triple G is. And it's not like Triple G is fast or anything like that. He's about the same speed or slower than Bernard Hopkins is. So how does Bernard Hopkins lose that fight? I don't see him lose it. It may be 50-50, but I'll say 60-40 Bernard Hopkins wins that fight. If Golovkin can't hurt Bernard Hopkins, he loses.
Yeah, hey, and look, then wait, Bernard can hurt you, Seriously, regardless of anything, he can hurt you. Let me hear what Miguel says. Miguel, what's your take, bro?
Yo, what's up, guys? Man, you know what? To be honest, dude, I think it's a joke. It's a joke. Why? And the reason why. What is Bernard Hopkins going to do to Triple G's career? Nothing. He's 50 years old. Come on, let's face it. This is the problem that I have with Triple G. I'm a big Triple G fan. But at the same time, I criticize him just like I do every other fight. Like I do Canelo. I'm a Canelo fan, but as well, I do agree with the Bush he's doing, But then at the same time, I think about it. Hey, if I was in the fucking driver's seat, I'd be doing the same shit. Every fighter's done it. You know what I mean? So now why we act surprised like, oh, he's a bitch, he's a pussy, he doesn't want to go up and face Triple G. Hey, every fighter's done that. You know what I mean? At this point, that's the way boxing runs. Do we like it? Fuck no, we don't. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it runs. Now, Bernard Hopkins, what is that going to help Triple G? And this is the problem that I have against him. He'll sit there and say, oh, I didn't want to fight Ward at 68. But you're going to go up and fight a 50-year-old man at 68? Why? Because he's not a threat for him. He know he can beat Bernard Hopkins. That's why he's going to fight him. Why?
I have a perspective on the... Oh, my bad. I'll jump in after.
Okay, this is what I have against Triple G. Okay, you dare yourself. This is the problem that I have with not just him, in general, every fighter. You dare yourself to be great. Okay, if they're telling this guy, oh, he's the guy, this is the monster, this big monster. Okay, and people are telling you, hey, you're a pussy, man, because you don't want to go up and fight world. Guess what? I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna beat the shit out of this motherfucker. I'm gonna prove everybody that I'm the man in this motherfucking division. I'm gonna go up, beat his ass, and come right back down and beat Canelo's ass and take his belt too.
Hey, B-Up used to dominate the division, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. So, and Go ahead. Everyone can chime. Everyone can chime at this point. Go ahead, JD.
I,
I mean,
I agree with Miguel on that point, but at the end of the day, man, Tom Loeffler is making Triple G look bad, man. And I've been
Yeah, he
saying
is.
this. I've been
True.
saying this different hangouts and on videos and stuff. I was like, it's not really Triple G looking bad. It's his management make him look bad. They don't want us to keep talking this crap. Not Triple G out his own mouth. It's his management, and and for him to even agree with these decisions, that says a lot about him too. But my only other point about this is, why is B Hop trying to take on this fight? Is it for Canelo, or is it just to keep Triple G busy so they don't have to fight Triple G this year?
Well, look, B-Up helped Stevenson, helped Kolarov over the Stevenson decision. Do you remember B-Up was the one who sorted that shit out? If B-Up would have fought Stevenson, and maybe Stevenson would have picked out, Kolarov would have been shut out, and he would have been forced to fight Stevenson. So B-Up again, good point, J Deals, is B-Up helping out HBO and putting his legacy. They go, B-Up, we're going to look after your legacy. You know, it's cemented. Going to fight Triple G and putting himself in that position. But I've never known B-Up to sell himself out, man. And I actually thought he was going to beat Kolarov. I mean, how many of you did? I mean, I did.
Is not. Hold on. He just sold himself out with Kovalev. Like that. I want to put in perspective. I want to put in perspective what B Hop said to the media when he left Showtime. All right, he was the stone to get Golden Boy away from Heyman. Correct? He was the start of all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the power move. Everybody looking at the starter move, saying get Stevenson, call him a chicken because he don't want to make fights. The power move more important. Golden Boy left the whole network. They left the whole old elbow room that Heyman carved out. They got away from all that. That's the power move. The little move don't mean nothing. So what he done was saying, I got to go fight Kovalev instead of Stevenson. He tried to say, Kovalev can't box. He went in there knowing that wasn't true. That he seen Kovalev use his feet before, and they was faster than his, and throw plenty punches. He knew that young man wasn't finna go in there and let him be no old boy. So he sold himself out there for Golden Boy can make their first play.
Do you think Jackson? Don't you think that would do with Jackson? Because he used to train. He was in Hopkins' corner when Hopkins beat Pavlik. Don't you think that was to do with John Jackson and his game plan to help Kolarov win? I think it was more to do with that. I don't know about if he sold out, bro. I can't co-sign that.
I'm not saying it's state. I'm not saying it's a fact, but he told us that the IBF was going to take his belts if he didn't do this or that. He made statements that was not out there to me, and he knew that Heyman wasn't going. You know, Heyman don't get in front of no microphone and say what he does or what he don't do. So all he had to do was throw something out there, and it was going to be looked at as true because wasn't nobody going to come in and say he lying. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't know why he left those negotiations, why they couldn't get none done with Stevenson, trying to make a unification fight. He said that was the last extension the IBF was going to give him. I didn't hear about the first extension. Find me an article on it, because I couldn't find it. I looked for it.
Man, y'all know Stevenson don't want no part of Kovalev, man. Come on.
No, I'm talking about Stevenson versus Bernard Hopkins.
Oh, B-Hop. Okay, B-Hop.
I don't think nobody's scared to get in there with a 50-year-old. If they going to get in there with a front fiver that's 60.
That's funny, you know, that's actually funny. And he is over 50 now. And he should have I think he said he was going to retire past 40. You know, I think he's near his 40th birthday when he beat Tarver. He was supposed to retire then. Man, Hopkins, Ray Jones Jr., hey, let me tell you something. Hopkins about to be a meme. If you go in there with Triple G, he might turn into a meme all over YouTube. And I mean, I think he needs to sit himself down. I think he's just talking about it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we should move on to the next subject. I think everyone's getting this.
One more thing.
Go ahead, Jay.
One more thing I want to add. Since Shady Slim says Triple G is the biggest star, I just call Triple G a dwarf star. And Bernard Hopkins is the alien, so he got a spaceship that he built that's bigger than that dwarf star. And that's all I got to say.
Dwarf star? What's the dwarf star? Dwarf star, what's that?
A small star.
Alright, okay. Fair enough, man. All right. Hey, Miguel, did you want to say something real quick?
Nah, man.
Shay, go ahead, Hakeem.
I thought you said my name because I couldn't hear too clearly. My bad, because I'm in the car. But what's name? I think it's kind of ridiculous to say, in my opinion, that Hopkins laid down for Kovalev. You got to remember that Hopkins does have that type of greatness mentality mind state in his brain. So you got to think about for Hopkins' career. If he loses to Golovkin, who cares? If he beats Golovkin, that's just another reason to make him even more of a Hall of Famer than he already is. Because at this point, he's only padding on more to his resume as an all-time great fighter. I mean, that's the reason why he fought. Think about if he beat Kovalev, how much more that would have done for his greatness in his career. I mean, if you rate Hopkins before that fight, and if he would have won that fight, he would have jumped up on your all-time great list by a bunch of points, right? So that's the thing about Hopkins, is that he wants to always be great. So for me, and I don't think that the Kovalev fight was late. I thought the fight with Kovalev was 50-50 in my eyes. Because I didn't see anything from Kovalev that made me think any different.
Wow, man, you crazy for that one.
I mean, I'm sorry. I like defensive boxers, man. I didn't see it in my eyes. I thought Kovalev was gonna get schooled. To be honest with you.
Let me tell you, I was right there with you for the lead up to the fight. I was thinking to myself, but not about the school is though.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was a week before the fight. I think one of T Street hangouts right before the fight. I told him, man, hold on, bro. I'm looking at this all wrong. This dude can't hurt Kovalev, man. Kovalev is a murderer, and I was 100% right. I fooled myself to say Bernard Hopkins is actually Floyd Mayweather in his prime. He ain't. He ain't, bro. He gonna sit in the corner and wait to land that little ugly right hand he throw. He gonna lead with his head and then the right hand. All you gotta do is step back. That's all you gotta do. And I seen Kovalev do that before, and I told myself he gonna get hurt. And he did. He went in there and got beat up pretty bad. Even though he didn't get knocked out like other people, but he took the full 12 rounds of ass whooping. Yeah. And if that's with Triple G, the same thing gonna happen. The reason why I don't want to see the fight is because I read it. It ain't about Hopkins' legacy to me no more. He is yesterday to me now. I just hope people understand that. The dude yesterday to me. Triple G's the day, and if he gonna go to 168, he should fight the people that are today. The James DeGales, the Badu Jacks, the shooting off.
But Mike Tyson fought Larry Holmes. I mean, I know Larry Holmes had a belt that time, so it's not really comparable because Larry Holmes, I think, had the WBA belt or the IBF belt, and Mike Tyson unified when he beat him. But still, I mean, Larry Holmes shouldn't have been in the ring either.
No, Larry Holmes had no belts. He came out. He at this point, he was.
I thought he had a belt.
Nah. Tyson had no belt. Okay.
My bad.
That's right.
That ass whooping. That's what he did. They paid him $3 million and he took the
Tyson. That's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. Doing. But Hopkins is kind of prostituting his resume out there. But you were saying that about Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes came back and beat. Ray Mercer. He beat some credible fighters. He outplayed Ray Mercer to win the WBO belt. So he just laid out. And this is what I'm trying to say about Hopkins. I think he truly wants the challenge. And I think Hopkins, who truly believe it wants to win. Some people in the chat, Jay and Nick said Hopkins is going to end up sleeping again against Triple G. A lot of people feel that as well. Hey, let me just change the subject, right? Because I didn't do a hangout on it. So we're going to go into this one straight away. Canelo versus Amir Khan. The game plan, how can Amir Khan beat Canelo? I see Amir Khan doing some strength exercise for his chin, trying to put some weights on his chin to get stronger. We're going to start with Shady because Shady is part of Khan's army. Shady, how can Amir Khan beat Canelo?
Well, I sent some tapes over to Team Khan Promotions. Shout out to Taz and them boys. First, we're gonna stick and move all night. We know that Canelo is coming in as the bigger man. He's damn near light heavyweight to a cruiserweight. So we gotta stick and move. We're gonna pop him with the jab. We know he's gonna be pressuring. He's coming for it. He's coming straight for it all night. So the simple game plan is gonna be to stick and move. We're gonna use the jab to keep him at bay. And Khan gonna have to hurt him with something to earn some respect. Because he's coming in there without no respect for Khan. So he's going to have to hurt him with one of them shots on the way in. And that's the game plan. Stick and move. All that power ain't going to mean shit if you ain't hitting nothing. And that's going to be the plan. Hit and not get hit.
Yeah, man. Well, that would be hard because Khan believes he's a power puncher, Shady. So I think he might think he can hurt Canelo, you know?
Yeah. We coming in at 160. He say he going to come in at 165. So he may have a little pop in them punches. He may have some pop.
Yeah, you better not stand there in front of Canelo. Alright,
I'm gonna tell you something. Even though Khan might not have the best power, you keep getting hit with 1 to 2 shots at a time. That shit gonna start to add up. Motherfucker, you keep hitting you with them hard shots, 1 and 2 shots at a time, and moving out the way. Oh, you gonna start feeling it. You're gonna feel it sooner or later.
I agree.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Okay.
JJ. Go ahead, JJ. Give us your take.
I don't know why T and Shady Slim sound like big brother and little brother, but anyways, I gotta say is for Conor to win this fight, he's gonna have to follow a game plan for once, not follow his ego. And number two, I'm just trying to figure out how is a guy like Khan who looked bad in his last fight. When I say bad, I'm talking about he was supposed to burn down Chris Algieri. Just didn't happen. And he has a year layoff almost, and now he's going to get up and wait. And he's 29 years old, and I'm just saying Canelo is fresh off of almost like 2 fights since Khan fought, and Canelo's comfortable at the way he's at, and Canelo's been fighting tougher opposition. So I asked myself, what can Khan do? I don't know, because I never seen him fight at that weight, and I don't know if he's as quick as he claims at that weight. And to be honest with you, if he is quicker at 155 or 165, well, the hell the weight is he gonna become. I'm just gonna say this, man. Use that jab. Don't stay in the pocket too long. Don't throw 1-2-3s. Throw 1-2s. Clinch a lot. Reset Canelo. Avoid body shots. And glide around. Move to your left. Avoid the left hook, because that's where you're deceptive at. And also, just fight discipline. Listen to Virgil, and don't think like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Don't think for yourself, Khan. Listen to your trainer, listen to your corner, and don't be an idiot. And maybe you could pull out one of the biggest upsets since James Buster Douglas did to Mike Tyson.
Yeah. They ain't gonna be that big, but if it big, they ain't gonna be that big. I look for the odds, they ain't that big, bro. They ain't going like Vladimir Klitschko versus Tyson Fury was worse. Who's next? Who's next on this one?
Man, I come up.
Go ahead, G.
Man, I hate this fight. Same time, I love this fight because Canelo got the most incompetent trainers in the whole world, man. They are terrible. They thought this man was supposed to stand there for the first 3 rounds and box Lara, and Canelo basically had to start going forward himself. And Floyd Mayweather, they do 12 rounds of trying to box. They went 10 rounds about trying to box. Next thing you know, we see Canelo trying to come forward. He still had no clue. I don't think even if Amir Khan win this fight, it really ain't that many props to him. It's just looking at Canelo's corner and asking yourself, how can a guy, I can't say his feet are bad because Canelo throw a leaping left hook to the body. If y'all ever seen that, y'all understand the dude feet ain't slow. They ain't bad. It's just the fact that his trainers ain't brought that out of him. They ain't showed him how to be Chavez Sr. They ain't showed him how to be nobody to get on the front foot and really put that work on somebody. And, man, we done seen the blueprint for Amir Khan. As a matter of fact, it's multiple blueprints for Amir Khan. Am I right or wrong? Like Peterson, get in his chest. Make him push you from D.C. all the way to Baltimore. Madonna, get in his chest. Rough him up. Khan don't like that. Algieri, same blueprint. Danny Garcia, this the only blueprint where we seen the timing come in. And the other dude that knocked him out, Prescott, he timed him. But that's an if strategy. The one that works the most and that we see him hating the most is when people come forward. He want to hold, he want to push. Canelo shouldn't be walking slow to this door. He should be cutting the ring off. He should be looking at Triple G, getting low, going to that body, breaking kind, and the fight shouldn't last 7 to 8 rounds. Like, Virgil should be ready to pull him out and say, you taking a beat. But, like I said, Canelo is corner. They confident. I mean, they're not confident. They incompetent. But they confident that they man some kind of boxing wizard or something. You're going to be 20 pounds, 30 pounds bigger. What you need to be a wizard for? Stupid, man.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Scorsese. Do you reckon it's a cowardly move for Triple G? No, we're talking about Triple G. We can't pass Triple G.
Is it coward move?
No, I just saw something in it. Don't worry about it. I was watching something. Hey, that's a good game plan. That sounds pretty good. Let me ask someone else. Hakeem, what you say?
Yo, yeah. I definitely gonna give my viewpoint on this. I definitely want to break down two things. Actually, three things. But we'll first start with the opponent comparison. You know the opponent comparison. The opponent comparison. If you really get the opponents, Khan actually has a better last two fights than Canelo. The first fight Canelo had of the two was against Kirkland off of a year layoff. This is the same Kirkland who got what? Knocked out one time. I mean, this is not the same Kirkland. He didn't have his old trainer, so you can't even give Canelo that fight. All right, so comparing him to Devin Alexander. Devin Alexander was better competition. Now let's look at the second fight, Chris Algieri. Cotto, for one, had no chance in that fight. He's an old Cotto, past his prime. We only thought he had a chance because of Canelo's inability to be able to fight good boxers. If Canelo had a better fighting ability as far as being a boxer, we would have gave Cotto zero chance. Chris Algieri is a better fighter at this moment in time than Cotto was, especially because Cotto was smaller, much smaller than Triple G. Chris Algieri is the same size, if not even a tiny bit bigger than Khan was. So the opponents definitely are going in Khan's favor for being more competitive. The second issue Canelo has is Canelo doesn't know who he is. Canelo cannot cut off the ring. He proved that when he fought Lara. Angulo knew how to cut off the ring, and that's why he had better success in that fight against Lara than Canelo did. Canelo is a boxer puncher. He does not know how to cut off a ring. He only knows how to fight in the middle of the ring very well, and even then he doesn't fight very well against faster opposition, which is why when he was fighting Mayweather was able to beat him up. Middle of the ring, out of the center of the ring, he's able to beat him up everywhere in the ring because he couldn't do anything. He's not a good boxer, and he's slow. The third thing I had with it is that we need to really break down how bad Khan's chin really is. Because you got to remember that when Canelo fought Angulo, he couldn't get Angulo out of there. But he hit Angulo with everything in the kitchen sink. So Lara broke Angulo's face in half. So is Canelo's power really what we say it is? He didn't knock out Matthew Hatton. Canelo didn't knock out Angulo when he was sitting there right in front of him. Couldn't knock him out. I mean, is Canelo's power what we really think it is? Because I don't think it is. Because Cotto ate his punches. I mean, they ate him very good because he's old, but he couldn't stop Cotto when he should have stopped Cotto. So as Canelo's punches are really not what his power is overrated. It really is. His only good knockout was Kirkland, who came off a year layoff with a new trainer. And Khan only really got knocked out twice. Brady's Press got TKO'd by Danny Garcia. He got up 3 times in that fight. So Khan may get knocked down, but he still gets back up. So is that really a bad chin? Or is it somebody who just goes down and gets back up? He's only been really knocked out by Brady Prescott, and that's it. I mean, that's my viewpoint on all that.
Yeah, it ain't, Howard is best. It's that Canelo is not a person that hops on you after he hurts you. Like, he saw Cotto visibly wobbling. I did too. And it was like he only hopped on him like 30 seconds later and shit. Like, Canelo weird, man. Like, straight up.
All right, man. Let me hear what Miguel. Miguel, what's your take, buddy?
Man, I got one take on it. I got Canelo beating the shit out of Khan by the 6th round. He gonna drop him. They're gonna stop the fight. Let's cut to the bullshit. Khan's gonna get his ass whooped in there. Let's face it. Come on, let's face it. Look when Canelo fought Cotto. That motherfucker just keep coming forward, dude. And you know, we can all agree with one thing. Cotto hits harder than Khan, doesn't he? You agree with that?
Boy, man, like, I don't know, man. That's your take. I mean, look, man. I mean, the game plan.
He was running over everybody. He ran over the Gil at 160, at 150 something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he ran over who? Abraham? Was it Abraham?
Gil was drained, man. Don't count Gil. Gil was walking dead man on the scale.
It was a way bigger
dead man walking was Gil. Dead man walking.
Guess what? God's gonna need he's gonna need a metal chin in his damn chin. He's gonna get dropped. And you watch my words.
That's
will get dropped.
That's it. You don't only say you.
That's all I got. People get dropped.
All right, man. Let me hear what real talk. Real talk. Unmute yourself, my buddy. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Go ahead.
What's up?
All right, man. We're talking. I know you want to talk about Triple G. Actually, you know what? Let me give you a thing. Give you a nah. You're gonna take all day about Triple G. Let's start. Amir Khan's game plan against Canelo. Go ahead.
Run like a motherfucker. He can whoop it. Hey, he can win that fight. Don't get me wrong. He can win that fight. I mean, he got the skills to win that fight. I don't care what nobody say. It's up to him whether he want to execute the right game plan. That's all it is to it. Because the speed difference is on a whole nother fucking. The speed difference is way too much. Like, if he want to go in there and stand in there, then that's him. But he has the speed. See, Mayweather, I mean, Khan is faster than Floyd. Khan is faster than most anybody in boxing. So if you thought the speed difference was difference between Canelo and Lar and Canelo and Floyd was big, this is a huge speed difference. So it's up to him whether he wants to take advantage of that. If he wants to be Mr. Macho and try to hurt Canelo or try to, you know, do more than what he should do in this fight, then that's him. But if he wants to run and hit and run, then he can do that all night because Canelo's slow, stuck in the mud. Hand speed ain't nowhere close to Khan's. Foot speed ain't nowhere close to Khan's, and Canelo slows down. You know, if you look at the Cotto fight, Cotto, you know, I was a 50-50 fight. And I said that because, and I edged it for Cotto because I felt that Cotto was in a good spot, you know, and a lot of people had Cotto winning that fight. I mean, I edged it for, I thought Canelo edged it out, but I had Cotto winning slightly in my prediction. But, you know, it's just a thing, you know, where you guys still there?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Because my internet goes in and out. I have to check and see if I ain't talking to myself.
Yeah.
But you know, Cotto does things, you know, that I would have had Cotto winning that fight easily, but because of the things that Cotto tends to do, which he'll stop, he'll bounce around and then he'll plant his feet, and you know what he's about to do? He's about to throw a combination as soon as he stops. You know, he can't like, you know, shoot off the dribble kind of thing. He can't like jab and throw punches off the dribble. He's got to stop and plant his feet. All Khan needs to do is not stop and plant. All he needs to do is pick, move, and just, you know what I'm saying, Ali his ass to death. Then he can win this fight. Because Canelo will keep trying, but as long as he clings to defense and running, he's fine. If he ever goes to sit there and sit down on his punches, he's done. So that's, to me, that's what Khan can win this fight. It's his fight to lose.
All right, cool. All right, let me ask you real quickly. Triple G versus Bernard Hopkins. Give us your quick take on that. I know Triple G's your boy. How you see that fight going? Do you even see it happening? What do you think about it? I just saw a video on Boxing Beats and on my list right there. He thinks Triple G's being cowardly. What's your take, man?
Triple G's being what?
Cowardly, man. You think he's a coward?
No. That's bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you why. No, I'm not thinking about whether the fight's gonna happen. It just pisses me off because, you know, Kovalev, according to everyone else, Kovalev was ducking Adonis Stevenson in the purse bid. Remember that? Remember the purse bid? They were saying he was ducking Adonis, and the HBO contract was just an excuse to duck Adonis Stevenson. But yet he fights Bernard Hopkins after this so-called ducking, and he gets credit for outboxing Bernard Hopkins, and it adds to the resume of Kovalev. But yet, as Triple G mentioned Bernard Hopkins, and here's the thing: Triple G is the only guy. I just put a video out on this. Triple G is the only guy out of, you have this whole train now going in boxing where you have Kovalev wants to fight Ward. Ward wants to fight Triple G. Triple G wants to fight Canelo, and Canelo wants to fight Khan, or is fighting Khan. So you got all these guys wanting to fight guys that are coming up from a smaller weight class, that are smaller weight classes. It's just a fact. And Triple G's the only one that's catching the shit. the problem is Triple G didn't ask to fight out of his weight class. Canelo, you guys still there?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Okay. Canelo and Cotto decided they wanted to come around and play with this man's belt at 160 and duck and dodge him and fight at catchweight and evade him. He didn't ask Cotto, he didn't ask Canelo to come to 160. Ward wants to fight Triple G, okay, who's a smaller weight class, which is fine, but you can't expect a guy that's in another weight class to fight you at your weight class, especially when you ain't even doing shit in your own weight class. Triple G is the only guy who's respecting his weight class. He respects the fighters in the weight class. When has Triple G has never asked anybody, any middleweight to fight at a catchweight. Never. He's never asked any middleweight to fight at a catchweight. Okay? Ward fought his last fight at a catchweight. Kovalev, supposedly, according to everybody, ducked Adonis Stevenson. And then you have Canelo, who has his own fucking weight class. I mean, I don't want to get started with him. So, in my opinion, that Triple G is the only guy who actually, and the only thing they can bring up is Laura, who ain't even a middleweight. And I like the fight, don't get me wrong, but he's not held to the same standards you see Triple G. Laura's not a middleweight, nor has he ever fought at middleweight, and Andre Ward's not a middleweight. So if we want to talk about criticizing these fighters, criticize them for what they're doing and the respect and the dignity that they're bringing to their division. And I think Triple G has been the only one who has actually not disgraced his own division, in my opinion. Because, like I said, Ward's not doing shit at 168 lately, and he's fought at a catchweight, and he hasn't done shit yet. So people are talking about he's going to fight Barrera. Well, I believe it when I
guess he froze up again, man. He froze up again, boy. I think everyone's talked about that. Hey, so what's your take if he comes back? I don't think he can come back. Everyone unmute yourself, man. Oh, you back? Oh, you're back. You're back. Go ahead. Go ahead. Real talk. Real talk. Finish what you said.
Okay. What's up?
Yeah, finish what you're saying. Your thing froze. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Where'd I leave off at?
I don't know. You was getting off on one, bro.
Sullivan, you left off with you believe Ward will fight Sullivan Barrera.
I was saying that Triple G is the only guy who actually respects the weight class and is not, ducking this one and saying he's gonna fight this guy and not fighting him in the weight class. And what I'm saying is these other guys, they not respecting their own weight classes, And people are saying, well, my opinion is Triple G can fight anybody outside his weight class if he wants to fight him at a catchweight. If he wants to be biased and say, look, I'm gonna fight Ward at 168, but 164, but I'll fight Carl Froch at 168. To me, that's his prerogative because he's not a champion. He's not held to any. There's nothing that says that he has to fight just because his promoter said that he would fight anybody. That's bullshit. All these fighters say the promoters say shit all the time, and they never live up to what they say. The difference is at least Triple G is holding his own division down. And these guys, not only do they not hold up to what they say they're going to do, they disrespect their own fucking weight class. So that's my problem. I mean, it don't matter what Triple G does because he's the better fighter out of all these guys, Kovalev, Ward, and all these guys, Canelo. He's always going to get the shitted on because he's the better fighter. He's the more entertaining fighter, and he's the better skill fighter at this point. And he's destroying people.
Yeah, well, boy, listen, let me tell you something. If he beats Hopkins, I'll give him props. I'll give him props.
Okay.
I will, because Hopkins had that division for a decade regardless. If they meet at a catchweight, I'll give him credit, man. I gave him credit when Carl won it, and it'll be the best name on his resume, bar none. Best name on his resume. No one could.
I won't give him credit. I won't give him credit.
Why wouldn't you give him credit? Why wouldn't you give? He shouldn't be in the ring, by the way, but why wouldn't you give him credit?
I wouldn't give him credit because of the fact that no one gives Mike Tyson credit for beating Larry Holmes. Like that's my mentality. But what's good about it is that it's still a good matchup in my eyes. Like without a doubt, it's a good matchup in my eyes. Like I'm not gonna just shit on the matchup, but I am gonna say that for resume padding, it's not good for Triple G. Great for Bernard Hopkins, but at the same time, it's like when Lejon fought Mike Tyson. I was a little kid, so you got this proper memory on how people viewed the fight because I have to view it in retrospect. But the way I look at it, the Mike Lejon fight is like, okay, Lejon was his last great heavyweight before Mike Tyson. So Bernard Hopkins is the last great middleweight before Triple G. So that's how I would kind of look at it at that fight. So I wouldn't have a problem with the fight itself, but as far as resume, it doesn't mean anything. It's like Conor versus Canelo in that regard. It means nothing for Canelo's resume either, but it means something for Conor's resume.
He should fight Jermaine Taylor. Jermaine Taylor was a great middleweight. How about that? Fight
Jermaine Taylor is I think in jail or is about to be in jail, or he got mental problems and needs to be in the psych ward.
You like
We're pulling the burner.
I'm just saying we don't want to see that fight because he was actually the last undisputed middleweight champion.
Yeah, he was. No, Pavlik was.
Triple G.
Okay, he should fight.
I think Hopkins lost the belt before he fought Jermaine Taylor. I think he lost one belt.
Ah, he did. He lost it when Jermaine Taylor beat him.
The last
Okay.
doesn't make a good fight. This is what I would respect. If he go to 168 and he fight Bernard Hopkins at 168 and then he stays at 168 and continues to fight those guys, respectable. But if you go, you beat a 50-year-old at 168 pounds, and you forget about James DeGale and all them boys there, I'm supposed to respect that.
No. Here's the thing, though. James
DeGale and them are not going to fight Triple G. Let's be honest. James DeGale not going to fight Triple G. Badu Jackson going to fight Triple G. Like, it's going to be no difference at 160 and 168. That boy going to be in the same predicament. They're not going to... Let Triple G fight Bernard Hopkins and knock Hopkins out. Guarantee no one at 168. DeGale leaves them. They will all run for the hills. They will not touch that boy.
That's speculation, bro. That's speculation. You're talking about a gold medal winner who's faced anybody in James DeGale. That's speculation right there. I'm sorry about that one.
Hey,
Golovkin can't run more medals than DeGale did, so what does it matter?
Besides that,
Golovkin is the most declarated amateur in history. One of the most in history. So what go better don't mean nothing.
So there shouldn't be no problem for him to move up and beat them guys then. Easy work for Triple G.
No, I will. DeGale is he. I seen him in the Darrell fight, and trust me, DeGale's a good fighter, but his success is really just being unorthodox. You know what I'm saying? He's very sneaky, but you got to be fundamentally sound against Triple G, and that's not gonna work.
What you mean, man?
He makes too many mistakes. He makes too many mistakes, buddy.
That's why. If you're fundamentally sound, Triple G is fundamentally sound. To beat someone, and I've done a video on it, Styles. Yeah, you can't be fundamental like him. You have to be unorthodox to beat him. That's how you can beat him because he
can't do anything. It's a wrap.
What do you mean he can't? Who said he can't do anything? James, they got can't do anything.
Quick question: does he pull his punch? When he punches with his right hand, is his left hand on his chin? When he throws his left hand, is his right hand on his chin? If therefore he's orthodox as hell, he's doing what the hell he's supposed to be doing, protecting his chin, throwing punches, and he does that well. Everything else,
yeah.
No. Yeah, but here's the thing though. You can have your hands up, but your opponent can find a way around that. It's you got to be able to control the range, and I think a lot of times he's in the zone he don't need to be in. Like a lot of times he's trying to get in real fast and get back out, but he gets caught in that sector. That and yeah, you can have good hands, you can have good, have your hands up and stuff like that. But I mean that works too. But at the same time, you increasing your chances of getting somebody penetrating that defense if you're not where you need to be and your feet ain't where they need to be.
Bro, you understand his game. He fights on the inside. He fights in distance. He uses head movement. He gets James DeGale pretty damn amazing. I don't know.
Hey, T, your mic sounds funny, man. You need to. I don't know what it is. You sound like you're far away. Say that again.
I'm saying he yeah. Am I better yet?
Yeah, you're better now. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm saying is he fights at distance. He fights in. He uses head movement and foot movement to get where he needs to be. He gets his head off the angles where you can't hit him. James DeGale, amazing. He ain't. I mean, he's a bad man. Like I would love to see him fight Andre Ward, but Ward moving up to 75, and I can't hate on that. But all I'm saying is you gonna go to 68, even if he beats him. I don't care. I don't care who win the fight. The thing is, you don't play around with I'm going there, and this is your first time ever moving up, and you go fight a and then you leave that. That ain't right, bruh.
Yeah, I understand, but see, you gotta understand too. Y'all putting a lot of pressure on Triple G to move up, and then if he can't satisfy people at 160, you know, and then he moves up and fights one guy, that doesn't mean he's trying to move up to 160. I mean, he's trying to build his resume, but he still wants to do some of the things at middleweight that Hopkins got to do. I mean, he got to reign there for years and fight the people that were there, and it's like these guys are running from him because they know what's gonna happen. So I mean, he gets robbed.
Part 2, he didn't make the Jones Jr. 2 fight. Hopkins gets shit because this guy's at 68. He didn't fight. That he'd been there for a while. So this middleweight reign that people are coming now and giving him credit for now, he got scrutinized because he wouldn't make other huge fights. And then people say you only left that division when you seen Tarver had a weakness because he had to lose so much weight. So he gets scrutinized for this so-called great reign that everybody likes to talk about right now. I don't see where you missing that point. You know, so what I'm saying is, and in his day, at least he could get those fights. If you can't get them, you're about to be, how old was, well, Hopkins was still old, but Triple G gonna mess around before they talking about I'm still waiting on Canelo to leave 155 pounds.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's one thing they don't take into consideration is the fact that Triple G was, you know, obviously he's only has 8 American fights. So, I mean, you know, he's going to be behind in age and behind on, you know, big names and stuff like that simply for that reason. But, so, I mean, it is a special situation. I mean, but, I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, if Lloyd can hurry up and move up, and fight, you know, start fighting at 160 and then get a belt, I mean, shit. You know what I mean? Like, because you know this is a business too. I mean, these guys got to make money. I mean, Bernard Hopkins definitely would bring more money and mainstream notoriety to Triple G than Andre Ward will.
James,
they got Laurel on that bum of the month club, so I doubt he gonna get a belt anytime soon. He just fighting bums.
Look, Billy Joe Saunders wouldn't fight Lara today. We know Canelo wouldn't fight Lara today. He's not moving up to 160 getting the belt unless he fight 2 or 3 fights in rankings. And then again, some of those people might not even fight him because they're closer to a title. He's high risk for them. So he's not getting no belt. It's just as simple as that.
Look, man, if he jumps up in the division and breaks with himself mandatory, that's what you want to see. Rather than just call him out, let's do something by it. And let's fight in the middleweight division and test the waters. That's what I'm saying. Like, all these guys be calling out, but they ain't doing nothing goodbye. So that's why people say it's just talking until you do something goodbye. And Canelo is getting, and this is what we've come back to the same thing. Canelo is getting the path fighting can't. Look, man, I like the fight. But on all the other stuff, I'm not even getting into the politics and the money or that. I don't care. People want to see Khan get chin checked, right? Or receive his win. But tomorrow it is interesting fight. And listen to this. The fights, Bernard Hopkins' proposal against Triple G is bringing HBO back in. If you think about it now, remember HBO was looking terrible. But because of these little moves they've done now, is HBO a player back in the game because Showtime was looking like they were taking them out. And the PVC. But with this move, it's got boxing talking. Everyone's talking about what's your guys' take on the network's move? HBO doing this move with
HBO looking real good right now. They got the Pacquiao Bradley fight. They got Khan Canelo. Then they got Crawford Ward. Woo. It looking pretty good this year.
Some people don't even like the Bradley fight. Go ahead. People can just talk on this one. Go ahead.
I don't like none of the pay-per-view fights. I definitely don't like the fact that a welterweight fight in the middle. Are we talking? Yeah, but are we talking great? Are we happy that she allowed a middleweight to fight a welterweight? Are we happy that we getting a third rematch where 2 of these people? I mean, where 2 the boy hurt his leg twice. Are we supposed to bet on? Are he gonna hurt his leg again? I'm not happy with the Pascal Kovalev fight. Triple G versus Dominic Wade. I mean, remember these ain't HBO on the network. 2 of these is pay-per-view. Crawford fighting Hank Lundy. They ain't making the unifications over there right now. Yeah, we talking, but I don't think we talking great right now. They
Oh,
got
I don't know why the hell they made Crawford Lundy. Why they made that?
they
Oh man,
got
I think it's a good fight. I think and Lundy brings something. He can talk to.
You think it's a good fight?
Yeah, I think it's a good fight. And
Who,
Lundy,
Lundy? Crawford? I don't like that fight.
Lundy a top junior welterweight though. He a top 10 junior welterweight.
no, and Lundy, nah, I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. Like based on the rankings, based on the caliber of fighters there, Hank Lundy, he can talk real good, but there's times where he hadn't shown up.
And do you actually think that really everybody's ducking Crawford, to be honest?
That's a good fight.
I want to see Crawford and Post-Style. Crawford and
I
Bone.
think Postal wins that fight. To be honest with you.
I'm headed.
That's the fights I wanted to see as well. I wanted to see the fights. Man.
I saw an interview with Postal. They asked him about that. Crawford had said that they had to offer him the Crawford fight, and he had denied the fight, that he didn't want to fight Crawford. And Crawford said negative. I did not. That didn't. No one sent me an offer or nothing. At first, we wanted to fight Crawford before they fought Matisse, and they denied the fight. So that's my question. Do you really think that everybody's ducking Crawford? Because I don't think so. I think Postal go in there and fight this guy. And it's a 50-50 fight. I like Crawford. But I think that's a great fight. And that's a fight we should be seeing. Not no damn Lundy. I think he's going backwards. Just like Triple G is going backwards. Just like Canelo's going backwards.
But yeah, it's also an interview out there where they say that Postal wants like 3 fights before the Crawford fight. There's also like articles out there like that, so it goes both ways.
Yeah,
You just got to look at the and say once again they failed to make a unification fight. They failed to make Walters versus Nicholas Walters versus Lomachenko. They always say wait till it's hot, and somebody don't make weight, and it's no longer hot no more. Like this top rank for you, man.
All right, man.
Same top rank. Don't blame HBO.
Thurman Porter though coming.
Yeah, that Feminine Pool coming. I ain't too excited about that fight.
That's a great fight.
Yeah, that's
I
gonna
know,
be a
man.
different
That is a great fight.
Why you think it's a great fight?
Who, Porter?
Because you gotta. Oh my bad. I'll let Miguel go.
No, I'm just saying it's a great fight. You got two in the prime at the best welterweights, man. I think it's a great
Ain't
fight.
none of them look good in their last 2 performances. Like,
we're talking about Thurman and Porter.
I gotta agree with EJ, man, because the thing about it is, man, is I understand for hardcore fans and like politics and stuff, it's like, yeah, man, we're getting to see the welterweight fight that we've been wanting to watch. But just looking at these two guys' style, man, I mean, Porter, he can be sort of a, like a guy who wants to pick his shots and kind of move around, and then you got, you got what's his name, who's sloppy, and I mean, it could turn out to be a great fight. We just don't know that. But something about it is just like, I don't know. I think it's just too anticipated or something, and not enough hype behind it. Or I really can't say. It's just something about it that sounds like a.
They didn't look too good in their last performances. Listen to this, right? So in what's his name?
Ooh.
In thingy.
Porter looked pretty good.
No, he didn't. Furman's in the last fight. Furman's face was swole up. His face,
Yeah, talking about Thurman,
yeah,
but
all right, he's supposed to swell up. And then listen, Porter's last performance against Brony, he got knocked down. Like they ain't looking good in their last performance. Be real, man.
Let me tell you.
The Colossal.
Well, let's be fair. He didn't get knocked down to the 12th round, and he got right back up and went to whooping his ass some more. Let's not be unfair. He dropped 3 pounds. They said he never dropped 3 pounds. Went to 144, looked the same at 147. That man looked good. And he dropped weight and still looked good.
Look at Collazo. Collazo chasing down Keith Thurman for his life. Keith Thurman was on the move, bro.
Keith Thurman schooled that boy except for that one punch in the stomach. Stop lying.
Yeah, Thurman was on his bicycle.
Hey, it can't just hold
that body shot.
Hey, I'm a Laura fan, so I believe in the bicycle. I'm a Laura fan. I believe in the bicycle.
I think it'll be a good fight once it starts going. But I think it's just because this is a hardcore fan fight, so it's like one of them things. It's gonna be competitive as hell, and I think the build up to the fight is just not, because the rush that you get, that extreme rush when you get ready to watch a Triple G fight, or you get ready to watch a you know, Danny Garcia versus Matisse. It's that rush, man, building up to the fight that really gives you that high more than the actual, you know, fight itself, you know, sometimes. So I think maybe once they get in there and start fighting, and I think it'll be a really good fight. But right now, it's just kind of like the build up to me is just like it don't.
Hey, I got a question for y'all, bro. Like, I don't know, my microphone went out, but not even a question. It's a straight up statement right here. This fight, like, if you look at the talent in the fight, and y'all talking about they was hurting their other fights previous. Oscar De La Hoya been down in fights. Trinidad been down in fights. But they pedigree was they pedigree when they fought. They was famous compared to these two. But pedigree-wise, this fight's still on. That's, you know, this what PBC giving you, something like a Oscar Trinidad without the names in these joints. Because, like, you was, it was down. They the class of their division. One got a loss. Oscar should have had a loss. You know, like, it's simple as that. But they still the class of their division. Trinidad go down, Oscar go down, it don't matter. Still class. That's what this fight is.
I would put it there because let's be real. Thurman didn't win his belt for Mayweather, so he won interim. Porter, he ain't got no belt, so you know.
I agree. You gotta make the point. I agree. You right. You right. As far as what they've done, I'm going by the eye test. These dudes are the truth. Kenny Porter trains the shit out of his son. I don't like Kenny Porter. I'll be the first to admit it. I think he the wackest New Jack City impersonation in town. But he trained the shit out of his son. And Keith Thurman, he'll punch a hole in the wall. He got some great feet. Got some great combinations. I'd love to see both of these dudes versus Oscar or versus Trinidad. So all I'm saying is eye test wise, like they the truth. They the truth. And it's basically if you take Pacquiao and Bradley and take them out the welterweight division, because all they can fight is each other, obviously. So they don't deserve to be in the rankings where everybody else can fight each other. Khan can fight Porter. Brook can fight Khan. All these guys can fight each other. But these two, they just holding their position because we don't know who they can fight.
Hey, man. That's true. That's true.
Like 1 and 3 in the welterweight division to me. Like, this is the 1 versus 3 to me.
It's true, man. Anyone else want to say what's their take on that? Anyone else? I guess not. Go ahead.
Hey,
I was thinking about Wesley Snipes as soon as he mentioned New Jack City, man.
I don't deal with Porter. I don't deal with Kenny Porter. But man, when you see a guy that teaches his son, like, you not tall, you can't box with these people. But Sean Porter, his jab still work beautiful. He always fight the right game plan, except for one fight, and that's the Kell Brook fight. He was way too small in that fight. He got held way too much.
They did it to themselves. They did it to themselves. They underestimated it, talking about Special K, cereal. They were talking that shit, bro. They should have kept their head on what they was in front of them. They were totally disrespecting Kell Brook, man. He ain't in the head. Go ahead.
all right. See, the thing about boxing versus UFC, and I bring this up because boxers have it harder when it comes to strategy. Because in UFC, if you have a good fight strategist, see, that's what I want to do. I want to be a fight strategist for UFC fighters, because you have so many different disciplines you can utilize against someone who is weak in a certain area. Boxing, you got a small amount of room for strategy because at the end of the day, it's boxing. So it's one discipline that you know what I'm saying? So you have a game plan, but if that fighter is just overwhelmingly better fundamentally than you at boxing, I mean, the game plan ain't going to mean shit. So with a UFC fighter, you can have a guy that's really way better than you at boxing, but if you're good at jiu-jitsu or wrestling, I mean, you can utilize a different strategy. And that's why in boxing, it's harder to formulate a strategy. You know what I'm saying? And basically, what was he saying? What was the last comment he was making?
He made me laugh. Let's change it up, bro. A lot of you.
No, you're wrong. No, you're talking about the fundamentals.
I'm waiting to go after him after that fighting strategy, man. I'm waiting.
You're wrong, because look at Emir Imam versus the kid he just fought, Granados. He way technically better, but that boy, he just said, "I'm gonna put this pressure on you." So it's not about strategy and your pedigree.
No, I understand you're saying he had a strategy, but at the end of the day, it's one discipline. So you can't come up with you can't come up with a whole nother discipline to utilize. You can't kick the guy. You can't do anything else but use your hands.
Yeah, but listen,
Oh, wait. How is it one discipline? So you telling me Muhammad Ali fought the same as James Toney?
No,
That
no,
James
no.
Toney fought the
I'm
same
saying
as Roy Jones?
it's boxing is what I'm saying is you using your hands. You can't grapple. You can't throw somebody to the ground and wrestle them. You can't
you
kick
see
them.
the thing is,
Whoa. You can throw feints. You can
Yeah, but you
set
can't grab
traps.
them.
You can
You can't
counter.
kick down and beat their face in though.
yo, let me tell you something. Let's nip it in the bud right now. But UFC or the UFC, not
Oh,
UFC done everything. They be copying boxing. They don't want to. They don't want to be laying on the ground. They want to stand up and fight. They copying boxing. They want to stand up. The movement they use boxing. Look at Holly Holmes. They use kickboxing. They use thing. And what I'm trying to say to you, a boxer with good movement, yeah, could easily. All he has to do is don't get grabbed by a grappler, and he's good. A kickboxer.
yeah. But see,
They still have
EJ,
to get raised. They still have to get. Now listen. What I'm trying to say to you, it's not just one thing because boxers they use their feet as well to get out of range for you to land your punches. So it's not just one discipline, bro. It's not just your hands. Use your hands to box as well.
the problem with that is, and the reason why a lot of times grapplers and wrestlers outstrike strikers in the UFC is because when you're throwing feints and when you're faking the takedown, your opponent's hands got to come down. Your feet have to be in a different position. Your hands have to be down to defend a takedown. That takes you totally out of the zone and out of position to be able to strike as you normally would. So if you're
Wait,
a
what
good
happened with
wrestler,
Holly Holmes then? What happened with Holly Holmes then when she whooped on Ronda Rousey's ass?
Yeah, boxer.
because she understands transitional. She understands how to transition from striking position to a takedown to fifth position.
Hey man, this is a
So boxing,
real talk. I don't know. This drifted up. Let's get back to boxing, man. Hey, they're gonna talk about the heavyweight division, man. Hey, so the heavyweight division, yeah. And
You got Joshua and White, right?
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, Slady. Let's go into it. Go ahead.
Anthony Joshua. I heard Anthony Joshua supposed to be fighting Charles Martin for the IBF title. Eddie Hearn said he's gonna make an announcement tomorrow.
Yeah, they're talking about it. Go ahead.
Woo! Yeah, man, that's gonna be a huge fight. I'm gonna roll with my boy Joshua if it happens.
Everyone is. I think Martin can do him. I think Martin can still do him, man. I mean, everyone else.
DJ, you are no longer British.
Hey, nah.
They're gonna take your UK strikes from you, man.
I'm telling you, man. Like Martin can hit, man. The guy can hit.
You are not an Englishman. You are not an Englishman. You are not an Englishman.
Josh is my player. I just think it's too. Listen. I just think it's too early. I think. Listen. Let me tell you something, right? Okay. So I'm in the UK. Yeah. Everyone knows. Yeah. There's a transition. Yeah. What you do from the UK. So you win British, Commonwealth, then you go European, and you go to the World Honours. Already now, he's just won British and Commonwealth. Already he's gonna fight for a world title. Where's all the learning? You're still young. You're still learning. Why can't we win European? Fight Tempar, fight Hellenius, fight Derek Chisora, fight a European fight, and then go for world honors. What's the hurry? Because the moment you're there, you got King, you got Luis Ortiz, you got all these up and coming guys waiting for you. Why are we hurrying? Why are we hurrying? Why are we trying?
Joshua's a beast, man. He don't need to be
baby. Nah, man. Look, bro. You look,
man. Don't need the baby Joshua, man.
On the back end, yeah, you could say he might need to be babied on the back end, but right now people want to go ahead and see this man do his thing. But I agree with you. Charles Martin can punch, man. Look, man, he hit Glasgow turned around and he backed up like 5 feet after he punched him. I can really man.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you the truth. The guy can hit, man.
I see it.
He's not holding up in big shots like he was just turning into them shots like he do. And he was really bagging the dude up. That's why when he said at the post fight, he said, "Man, y'all can't say he hurt himself. My shots was moving him. He was making them move with his legs way more than he needed."
So are you picking Martin?
I'm not. I'm just saying it ain't no.
I'm picking Martin. No.
You know, I'm telling you right. I'm picking Martin. I'm just gonna pick Martin. I ain't picking.
He fought to
take your UK bash from me, EJ. They gonna take your UK bash.
Tell me what you want. You guys can say what you want. I ain't no fool, bro. I'm gonna go for the guy who's won the world class. He's put himself in there. I'm getting no. Look, I think people disrespecting. I think people just out and out flat disrespecting what's his name again? Martin, Prince Charles Martin. I think we're gonna get a rude awakening. That's too early.
He earned his belt.
He got his belt. He got a belt for me. Tyson Fury being. Then he fought Glasgow and won off an injury. Yeah, you gonna look bad, man.
And let me tell you something. Everyone was talking Glasgow. Everyone was talking Glasgow. No one gave Martin a chance, and they're doing it again. No one even took the build up. Oh, Glasgow's got a shot. Cappy Duva done made. It was Cappy Duva who stripped the belt. It was Cappy Duva who pushed this, and it didn't work out. And now Martin's got the belt. Martin's well deserved. I'm just saying, Joshua, when you got a career, it's a serious boxing, a serious thing. You take your time, bro. There's no hurry. There's no hurry, man. What are we hurrying for, man? Why are you trying to? Come on, man. Listen, look, please defend the British belt and the Commonwealth a couple of times. And basically in England, when you win the British belt, if you defend it like 4 times, you can keep it for real. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say to you? Just take your time, bro. You know the world boxing's full of bullshit. You know that already. Because the IBF will strip you in a minute. The IBF will strip you in a minute if you don't fight your man to lose. So just let you know.
Yeah, I remember when Pacquiao got all that credit for Bradley having all them leg injuries, and he didn't, and it was clear on the tape he didn't hit Bradley one time when he turned his ankle. Y'all remember that? It's the same thing. He didn't win his title because somebody got hurt. He won his title because he injured him. Like that man, every time he touched him, he flew back. I don't care if he hit his shoulder, he hit his chest.
That's a bad comparison, T. Like Pacquiao whooped Bradley's ass. That's not a good comparison, man. Like that's a bad comparison, man.
Hold on. It don't take much ass whooping when you 6'6" and you throwing punches like you a heavyweight. You ain't gotta do all the work Pacquiao done. You ain't gotta do round by round work when you a heavyweight. It could take 3 rounds where a guy say I can't take his punches. So that's why it's not a bad comparison. Pacquiao
I'm saying it's a bad comparison because Bradley got injured while really getting his ass whooped.
But he got injured.
He was losing badly. It wasn't like he was losing because of injury. He was losing injury or no injury. He was going to lose.
He got injured early. Wasn't the 3rd round when he twisted his ankle? Was it the 3rd round when he twisted his ankle? Pacquiao didn't hit him once.
What happened in the second fight?
It was a close fight until Bradley hurt himself again.
It wasn't that close. It was competitive. It wasn't like he was losing badly. No, he wasn't losing badly. It was competitive.
Basically, he breaking his legs in every fight.
Hey, whatever he was doing, Pacquiao was putting his ass. He was. I don't know. He was shaking his ass, making him break his own ankle. So whatever, even if he don't touch him, you know what I'm saying?
Fight like 4 rounds or 2, bro. So it ain't that is a big deficit. If Bradley would have stayed healthy, he probably would have keep on beating this dude. But it's a good comparison because it's simply like this. Dude did his damage with punches just like Pacquiao did his damage with punches. Every time that man came forward or done something, he had him bagging up 4 or 5 steps. And you don't want to do that as a boxer. You risking your legs right then and there. And Charles Martin is 6'6". That's what y'all ain't giving him credit for. He's much bigger than that dude. Every time he hit him, he moved him. And he told y'all that, man. I got to give him his props on that. Whatever he do from here is what he do from here. But, hey, like EJ said, Caddy Duva the one that did the stripping. All Martin did was take advantage of what he was in the ring.
That's right, man. That's what happened there, right there. Anyone else want to talk about this before we get into Big Al? Actually, you know what? Actually, Joshua, I think they're talking about Martin. Who else was Martin supposed to fight? Martin was supposed to fight.
Barker? Is it Joseph Barker? No, that's not IBF. That's WBO. Sorry, that's WBO.
Yeah, no. Oh, Joshua was supposed to fight Parker. Parker's talking shit, bro. Like, I like that fight. You see, I like that fight. Australia or New Zealand and the UK. I like that fight. I think that's more.
He's not going to do that fight, though. I think he probably wants to stay in the IBF rankings. I think Joshua does eventually want to fight David Haye, and I think some other people in the IBF rankings are better for him as a Britain fighter. Is there some other Britain fighters inside of the IBF? They're noteworthy.
What Wilder doing though? Y'all know what? Not Wilder. Y'all know what Joshua doing? Him and Eddie Hearn, because the IBF mandated them to fight. What's his name? What's the tag? Carlos Takam? Y'all know him?
Yeah.
Alright, well, whoever know
He's
him,
a good fighter.
Really ain't no pushover.
I read that Eddie Hearn post. He supposed to announce tomorrow what he gonna do.
What I'm saying.
Wait, he's gonna fight Takam? If he fights Takam, I got Takam.
No, he's skipping over Takam, going right to the championship because they're gonna pay Charles Martin more money to say we don't want to fight Takam. Like we want to be able to wait after that fight. So it's pretty much Takum gonna have to fight an eliminator sometime later this year, and he'll probably get a year or 2 fight Takum. And then he might be ready for that fight. But I think they skipping over Takum for right now. Sort of a duck.
Yeah, I mean, it's a safer fight for both of them because Martin is not going to beat Takum. But he has a better chance of beating Joshua and getting the hype. So I think it's a better fight for both the fighters.
Martin aggressive. Y'all didn't. I watched it again last night. He came on the front foot. He straight left hands at Glasgow. He kept getting more aggressive every and every round. You really thought Glasgow wanted to run from that 6'6" man all night? Oh man, y'all got to get him man props, man. He's gonna be no pushover for nobody. He got some good time and shit like that.
I think if Martin even would have beat him legitimately, which he probably was gonna, but he still would have got shitted on because of the situation surrounding how Glasgow him got the chance to get the belt, who Glasgow really is in the division. So I mean he got a very controversial controversial win against Cunningham. I mean, it doesn't matter what Martin did that night, he was gonna be on the losing end. But he got a belt. So it doesn't matter how Martin won, he was gonna get shitted on. You gotta think about that.
I don't know.
I ain't shitting him. I know I can see that Fred's a dangerous dude. I'm telling you, bro, I think he's a dangerous dude. And you just like anything in boxing, like no one gave Fury a chance to get Klitschko and anything. Well, in the heavyweight division, this is what you gotta know. In the heavyweight division, all it takes is a couple of punches and you're doomed. And look, Joshua got hit by what's his name again? White, and he was froze up, and he gonna get hit. And it's how you handle getting hit. And in that division, bro, it's the one who could probably stay away from the punches. And it's some good fights out there. The heavyweight division is the division. Let me ask you a question. How you see Fury? Go ahead.
Did y'all see Charles Martin take any headshots in that Glasgow fight?
He never took one.
He looked like
he bullied him and dominated him.
Yeah, he looked like he had some reflexes to me, so I ain't counting him out. Like, whoever doing that, you might get surprised later.
I'm trying to tell you, man. So I'm trying to say to people, I saw a big guy, southpaw. He's like the full southpaw. He's a southpaw.
What skills did Martin show in that fight? I ain't see no skills.
Glasgow is a he must be a well-accomplished amateur. He's a well-accomplished amateur. No one gave Martin. I put money down on Martin. Yeah, he's a well-accomplished.
Man broke his legs in the fight, man. Come on, y'all need to stop that, man.
So how did he get to the ring then? If he broke his leg, how did he get to the ring? I didn't see nothing wrong with his leg.
Some guys were pin-patting punches.
Man, you guys must be crazy out here. You crazy, man.
Man, Joshua gonna stop Martin in 5 rounds, man. That's crazy, bro.
Check this out. The man was in there with a smaller, quicker fighter, and he cut the ring down. He got more aggressive as the time went on. Glasgow the whole fight wasn't able to land no headshots because every time. Let me tell you where his skills at. You ask where they at. They don't show themselves unless you see them sometimes. Every time he feinted Glasgow, bro, this is what he would. I mean, every time Glasgow would feint, Charles Martin would keep the distance. He would have his hands in play. The dude was technically okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's going to be a great fighter, but with that kind of size being in that division, the count out just, it ain't like counting out welterweights. This shit can change in a minute up there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if he land a Hail Mary punch, it could change.
Hail Mary,
man. He punches, they got power on him. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He don't be pulling up on them shots, throwing wild shots. It be straight left hands. And they got
you can't compare Anthony Joshua to Glasgow. That's levels to this, man. Like Meat Mill say, it's levels to this, man.
No one said that, bro. I didn't say nothing about it. I wasn't comparing the two. I'm just trying to tell you that Glasgow was the favorite. He had a well-accomplished amateur career, and no one gave Martin a chance. And so when he got in there, and he said, I think the dude was on his southpaw, and like Doodoo Brown said, the vibrations, of the punches, must have shattered his knee.
Hey, EJ.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I'm gonna have to bounce, but I want to ask you a question before I leave. Why is it that, and this might sound like a dumb question, but why is it that the UK, they know more about the heavyweights?
That's like I can answer that question. I ain't even from the UK.
Nah, go ahead. You answer that question, but I don't think that's.
I think it's a caliber of fighters. The UK is producing a lot more competitive, better fighters at heavyweight. They just are. And anyone who says differently is lying to themselves. The U.S. has lost dominance in the heavyweight division since football got big. As soon as football got really, really big, all them big boys is like, know what? We ain't getting boxed. We got to go play football. And they all left. The football, NBA, you know, there was no reason to be heavyweight fighters anymore because there's no point. If you're as big as that, you might as well go play basketball and take less injuries and still be able to talk when you're 50, 70 years old. Boxing is a sport that literally kills you over time. Even Sugar Ray Leonard just started to talk funny. I mean, look at Hitman Hearn. Like, no matter what you do, even Floyd Mayweather will eventually start having degenerative problems in his brain. And Floyd barely got hit.
I agree because with football, your body kills you before your body will deteriorate before you'll ever get a chance for your brain to deteriorate. In boxing, you know, your brain, your body won't be, it ain't like getting hit by a train like it is in football.
I mean, football will kill you later on. See, I remember concussions and all that. We're starting to find out new things, but these new things we're finding out are so new, players have not been able to grasp it yet. Boxing is already known for killing you. Football is already killing people already. It's just not big enough yet. And the people are getting paid more money. Football players get paid more money on average than boxers do. Some boxers will never see $1 million payday. These kids leaving college now are dropping $40 million contract, $30 million contract. They're getting paid millions no matter what they do. Boxers ain't the same thing.
Do you think the UFC fighters are gonna be? We haven't seen what's gonna happen to them.
Oh man,
I think UFC fighters are gonna get paid more money as long as they meet the white demographic, because that's how you get big. Floyd Mayweather was big with the white demographic. People just didn't realize it. I've seen white Floyd fans. So if you can break the demographic as a minority and get the demographic far as white demographic, the majority people, you will eventually, over time, make more money. Problem is, UFC isn't looked at in a good limelight amongst most people. It's still looked at as kind of like a hillbilly sport, and people still look at it that way.
Well,
so if they don't break the demographic good enough, they're gonna make enough money.
I was talking about injuries, though. As far as like
injuries,
long term, what are we looking at?
Hey,
UFC has more stricter testing than everybody else. UFC has the most strictest testing. Sorry, my bad.
No, that's all right. Let me answer the question. Let me answer that question, right? So let's look at how many UK fighters. I'm gonna mute you for a minute, T, because I'm getting a little bit of feedback. That's a bit. All right. How many UK fighters have fought American fighters? And let's look at the ratio. So we've got Tony Thompson versus David Price. Where's T gone? He disappeared. 2-0. 2-0, yeah, against Tony Thompson. Oh, there he's back. They're back. 2-0, yeah. 2-0. Tony Thompson has beat David Price twice. We got Tyson Fury. Not Tyson Fury. We got Steve Cunningham going against Andy Joshua and Kevin Johnson going against Tyson Fury. Kevin Johnson going against Andy Joshua, and both of them beat him. So you can say that's 2-2. So it's even. And who else though? So let's talk about the heavyweights. It's even. You got Tyson Fury. Who else? Which other Americans has Tyson Fury been against? No one else. So until Tyson Fury defends the belt against another American, then me personally, I think we've got heavyweights coming out of this country, but there's heavyweights coming. You're still developing, and there's a production level that they're trying to get the local athlete like Deontay Wilder, Prince Charles Martin from the gridiron onto the boxing thing and see what they can do. And so far, they've been quite. But I think the first one they ever did was Seth Mitchell, which wasn't that good. And now you got Wilder and you got Prince Charles Martin. Let's see what they can do. We don't think they look technically good, but Wilder was in the Olympics and a bronze medalist, so we have to find out. I think, to be honest with you, I think some of it comes down to Fury's heavyweight champion. I want to see Fury defend the belt. Other than Klitschko, I think he's going to beat Klitschko. I want to see him against some of the other dudes. And let's see it. Fury's saying, by the way, that after he fights Klitschko, he's talking about retirement. The man's looking to give up the belts. And then what? And David Haye fighting John Ruiz. David Haye done pretty well. He beat John Ruiz and he beat some other guys. Monty Barrett and some other guys here. But David Haye still
the big Russian dude, the 10 foot tall dude, yeah.
These are the new breed of thing. And look, why Joshua is not saying he wants to fight Haye. Haye's come out and said, I want to fight Joshua. But why you want to fight Joshua? He's like a baby. He's not even mature yet. He's not even He's not even British. Come on, but all of a sudden, hey, he wants to come out. I want to fight Joshua. What has Joshua accomplished for you to go and fight him? You've won cruiserweight belt, right? Unified cruiserweight belt. You've won a heavyweight version of belts. Why do you want to take Joshua, right? Even Frank Bruno said he wants to come out and fight Joshua over here in the UK. So in my eyes, that David Haye is just trying to jump on and take the guy's light. Why David Haye said he wants to fight Fury, and Fury saying no because he was supposed to. David was supposed to fight Fury twice. That fight never happened. So in my eyes, you guys are just like saying the UK got so many good.
I got some breaking news.
Yeah, go on.
Ward and Barrera just been finalized, and somebody just posted on Twitter. Charles Martin versus Anthony Joshua has been made for April the 9th.
I heard that. That's what I heard. I just saw the breaking news by Eddie Hearn. That's what I just heard as well. I just heard that as well. Breaking news. See? That's crazy, right? That's breaking.
April is going to be a great month of boxing. That's all I got to say. Great month of boxing.
Yeah,
so hold on. Is Charles Martin going to bring Anthony Joshua to the PBC or Showtime or what?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
Oh, man. Like, Anthony Joshua.
He'll probably go to the UK, though, for that fight.
Why? If I was Joshua, I wouldn't. I would take that UK money.
No, hey, listen, let me tell you something. Yeah?
That's what type of star that can make them follow him over here. Y'all don't understand the UK will zoom over here. They zoomed over here for Ricky Hatton.
Coming over there, nah, that's Wembley Stadium. That's a Wembley Stadium fight. You ain't gonna get no money in America. That is a Wembley Stadium fight if Eddie Hearn can get it. Because you listen to this, yeah? Eddie Hearn had a date for Joshua he had a date for Joshua at the O2. I think it was the O2 or they had they were gonna put Khan and Brook in the O2 in the Wembley Stadium. Maybe they put Joshua versus Martin in Wembley Stadium. That's crazy, bro. You can sell that out. It's for heavyweight championship of the world. One part? Why not? Why not, man? I mean, what's your guys' take? Are you gonna back your guy? Are you gonna back your guy? You guys are terrible.
I'm not backing my guy at all. I'm British for that night. I'm a British person for that one night.
You can't do that, man. Come on.
Yes, man. I can. Yes, I can.
Look, it's like CGG's not American, but no, Hopkins is. But I'm gonna pick Triple G to whoop his ass if they fight. But it don't, I ain't gonna play the where you're from game. I'm look at the skills and see who got it, and I'm not sure who got it. I ain't seen Anthony Joshua versus nobody just as tall as him fighting in the opposite stance and throwing straight like that. And if Dillian White can hurt him, I think Charles Martin probably be in better shape than Dillian White. He probably taking his career more serious. He got a championship belt around his waist, some confidence. He might sock the shit out of Joshua, but we'll see.
Yeah, I say Dillian White. What was the end result of Dillian White? He got carried out on the body bag, didn't he?
Yeah, but Joshua doesn't like getting hit, man. He doesn't like getting hit.
Dillian White came in that fight. All he did the whole time was talk. He talked more than he trained. That's just as simple as that. He came in there out of shape. He didn't know what 12 rounds had ever looked like in his life before. I don't even think he had fought a 12-rounder, right?
No, he hadn't. He hadn't. I don't think. No.
I give it 2 years, and Joshua gonna be done unified all the heavyweight titles. Mark my words.
No.
2 years.
No.
Crazy.
No. He ain't beating Luis Ortiz. He ain't beating Luis Ortiz.
No,
Luis Ortiz ain't got no belt. He ain't got no belt.
He gonna get a belt. He's in the WBA tournament.
Luis Ortiz has the regular WBA, and they're trying to get rid of WBA belts. Remember, so he's gonna get his shot at the Super Bowl. So
okay.
Hey, that's why Fury wants to retire, because Luis Ortiz is waiting for his ass. He's candy ass. That's what he is, man.
Luis Ortiz and Fury is a good fight, man. That's a great fight.
Hey, man, this heavyweight division, man, anybody beat anybody. Luis Ortiz can have all skills in the world, but he don't see one of them right hands, and Joshua hop on him and finish him. Look, it ain't gonna matter.
Hey, Luis Ortiz has a good chin. What do you mean? He jump on him? He act like he got a bad chin.
Hey, you know who else had a mad chin? He just got slipped in the heavyweight. You know who else? He from I give you another hint. He from Poland. He got a mad chin. He had a very good chin. You know who that is?
Povetkin?
No, he from Poland.
Well, no, I know you're not bringing Povetkin.
No, I ain't talking about Povetkin. I'm talking about he just got knocked out very recently.
Spilka?
Yeah, he had
Spilka already got knocked out before. Luka got knocked out
goddamn
by
near
Brian Jennings.
killed. He got good shit.
He got stopped.
Luka got knocked out by Brian Jennings.
Oh, he didn't get knocked out.
Man.
He got stopped being due to being too tired and fatigued. Before I said being tough and
My
being able to
bad.
take a
Well,
punch.
he still got TKO'd.
One. So the basic knowledge is this right here. Like, you can take one, but how many can you take? And just because you took one that night, you can take one this night. So it's the heavyweight division. They 6'6", they 6'7", they 6'8", they 250, 220 to 250, and somebody going to sleep. And Joshua might be the person that's giving out a leave PM or whatever. He might be knocking some motherfuckers out. Simple as that.
Yeah, Joshua.
How's he gonna hit Luis Ortiz, man? You gotta be able to put someone in the right position to get a good shot off.
Yeah,
Luis Ortiz ain't gonna get hit by that boy.
Hey, the way he dealt with bloody Jennings, bro. Shit. The way he dealt with Jennings, man. He dealt with Jennings like Jennings was garbage, bro. He just threw him out, bro. Luis Ortiz.
And he did it with the flu.
Yeah,
But everybody's not gonna walk into his punches though. Joshua not gonna try to walk him down. Joshua will try to box from the outside.
Joshua can't box from the outside. How's he gonna outbox the boxer? That ain't gonna happen.
Great time, and he gonna have the.
You're comparing a master boxer, Luis Ortiz, proven amateur record against Anthony Joshua, who couldn't even get Dylan White out of there soon enough and got hit by Dylan White how many times? Come on now, you can't compare the two.
Oh, that's experience. Remember, Joshua gold medalist too. So when you bring up amateur backgrounds,
that's true. That's true. Good point, man.
But Luis Ortiz, I believe, had a better amateur record. Am I right or am I wrong?
Nah, man. Yeah, but what do you mean? Nah, you're wrong, man. Like, look.
How am I wrong? It's time to beat out amateur box record. They need an amateur boxer, to be honest. They ain't got that thing. Let's pull it up.
It don't matter.
Pull it up, man.
It don't matter. We're in the pros now. There's no point now. We're in the pros. They go, look, Luis Ortiz, let's be real. He gonna get past whoever he's gonna get, right? I think he gonna get past whoever he's gonna get. And Tyson Fury knows, right, that Luis Ortiz is coming for his belt, and that's why Tyson Fury say he wants to retire. Because he don't want none of that work, man, with these dudes coming through. That's the truth right there. You know,
man, Luis Ortiz, 343 wins and 19 losses to amateur. That's a pretty good-ass amateur. That's a pretty good amateur, man.
Wait to turn pro.
He's undefeated minus the horse meat. We're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Undefeated minus the horse meat. He knocked out Brian Jennings better than Klitschko did. Whooped his ass. Well, he didn't whoop his ass. It's not true. He didn't whoop his ass. He knocked him out. I mean, how can you compare the two? Who has Joshua fight? He's only known for beating Dylan White, who was also an upcoming fighter. That's like Earl Spitz. That's like Earl Spitz, an upcoming fighter.
You're picking Joshua over Martin, but yet Lewis, you're bigging up Lewis.
Martin won a belt against Glaskov. I'm sorry, I am going to compare the two, but I think Martin has a better chance of winning that fight. I do think Martin's a better chance of winning Joshua.
Tyson Fury will beat Luis. I don't know why he's trying to retire. He beat Luis Ortiz. He could use his speed to do it.
Who beat Luis Ortiz?
Tyson Fury would today, right now.
Who?
In shape, Tyson Fury will beat Luis Ortiz. He will use his speed.
Tyson Fury will beat Luis Ortiz? No, he won't. I'm not. No, sorry. Nope. I don't see that happening.
Tyson Fury outbox him easy. He'll outbox him.
Outbox? Nah, y'all tripping, man. Outbox him because he outboxed an old-ass Klitschko?
See what he did to Klitschko? Oh, come on, man.
That's an old-ass Klitschko. You can't compare the two.
Hakeem, have you ever seen Luis Ortiz, like, breathing a little heavy? Have you ever seen him look tired?
He had the flu last time, so I can't really count that, can I?
All right, well, okay, fine. Have you ever seen him go 12 rounds? Have you ever seen him have great stamina through 12 rounds?
Did Fury have great stamina, or did he throw like 300 punches? I mean, what are we talking about stamina? The boy threw like 300 punches. That you should have good-ass stamina. You throw 300 punches, you better have good stamina. That's all I got to say.
I agree. Okay, that's a good point. I would say that, too, if his feet didn't run 800 yards that fight. You know? He
just got long legs. So it looked like he was running. He just got long legs. That's all.
If you use that movement and you put 2 times 10 minutes apart, he would have been in one town the next town by the end of that fight. That's how much. I'm not saying he's a runner. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's how much he was able to move. So he got to be that big. He got good stamina. You don't just want to walk into his punches. So I mean, I ain't seen Ortiz
I'm
cut the ring.
sorry. I don't see how Tyson Fury is supposed to keep Ortiz from being able to box. Like, Tyson Fury doesn't have this knockout power. Like, let's be honest. He's got decent power, but he ain't got no knockout power. So why are we even saying that?
All you gotta do is touch you. I would say if you told me the fight was going to end on KO, I would say, oh yeah, Ortiz won. If you said it ended by 12 round points decision, I would say, oh yeah, Tyson won.
So wait, so Luis Ortiz is let's compare the two, right? Let's compare the two, right? Luis Ortiz has more power and he has better boxing ability. So how do you have Fury beating him?
What do you see he had better boxing ability? I saw him set shots up on a dude that was coming into him with no pedigree. He was just coming in trying to win.
Brian Jennings is a good fighter, man. He beat Mike Perez. Man. Mike Perez is a good fighter, man. You can't just downgrade Jennings like that.
He got clipped a lot. He's a tough fighter. It's the difference between being, skilled and tough. He lacks a lot of the skill. He told you that after he got knocked out. He said,
Matter Holyfield lacks a lot of skill too, man. Matter Holyfield have all the good skill. I mean, he got schooled by Lennox Lewis. We proved that when he fought Lennox Lewis. He got his ass whooped. So it ain't all about skill, man.
Yeah, but you gotta understand. A lot of times he's facing an uphill battle. He's a cruiserweight turned heavyweight. He's gonna have uphill battles. He's gonna walk. He's gonna try to get on the inside with guys who got jabs and long punches. It might not work for him. But the thing I'm saying is Brian Jennings, you cannot compare the two. You really just cannot compare Brian Jennings to Evander Holyfield. If you talk a lot of amateur background stuff, you really not gonna do that, right?
No. I mean, you're right. I mean, it's a back. All right, I agree with that. It's a back comparison. My bad.
Jennings got up after he got knocked out. He said, "I tried to just rough up a person that has skills, and that's why I went wrong." And this is true. These people waiting for you to make mistakes. They see you get aggressive, make mistakes. They're just gonna sit on it and wait on it, and that's what he done. But that makes him a master boxer. I don't know. Did it make him a better inside fighter? Possibly. Now what if he get on the inside with somebody who knows how to get the head out the center of his chest, know how to move his feet? He can't throw those uppercuts. Is he a good inside fighter then? I don't know. He got questions.
Do I think Luis Ortiz is a good inside fighter? Do I think he's a good inside fighter? Is that what you're asking? Or
so far he is, but that was a guy that was coming straight on.
No. I'm gonna disagree. I think Luis Ortiz is not a good inside fighter.
I don't know about that. No.
He's all right. He's not good. I mean, it's pretty hard to say who's really great because after Floyd left, and like you guys said, people appreciate Floyd after he leaves. I am appreciating Floyd more now as he left because you look at boxers now, and he really did have everything. So it's hard to really say Luis Ortiz got a good inside fighting ability as a boxer when I think of Floyd Mayweather as having great inside fighting. So
I don't know. I think Luis Ortiz is a good inside fighter, but I just need to see. I'm not gonna say great. I need to see a guy who knows to get his head for him to be able to pick that shot up and shows you that he's good. Because Klitschko, who is not even a nearly good inside fighter, he never threw the uppercut against Jennings, who came in with his head right in his chest. Klitschko still never had no idea, so he's not a great one yet. He could prove that, but he's a good one so far because he saw to do that. Just basically doing something what the champ didn't know how to do. That makes you a good fighter in a way.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's the way it is, man. We have to see.
Are you going on to Al Heyman?
Yeah, you're right, man. Thanks for reminding me. All right, so Al Heyman, people been talking back and forth about his account. A lot of people been on the YTBC and just in general trying to be Al Heyman's accountant, trying to feel about his funding, that they're losing money through for the PBC. I don't care. If they announced the PBC shut down, it would be a shame for boxing. You're getting free TV. But if they're losing money, the thing is, let me go think about this, right? We've got a station over called Box Nation, right? Box Nation is a boxing channel only. They have a couple adverts and this and that. They lost a lot of money, right, in their first couple of years, but they've earned it back. They're still, your business, any business, you're gonna lose money. But eventually, when things start rolling, you're gonna pick up money. It's been less than a year or just over a year that the PBC's been around. It's gonna get better, right? Depending on what fights they are, locations, but the network, everything's kind of going thing. But people are so happy they're losing money, the PBC gonna shut. I don't understand that. If you're a boxing fan, you have to celebrate just getting this much boxing on TV. We getting boxing Tuesday night fights, Wednesday night fights, we getting Sunday night fights, Saturday fights sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of disappointed in that aspect. But if they're losing money and it's gonna be shut down, let's tell us the closing date and then we can celebrate, or we can say, oh, it was really good. But I'm telling you right now, yeah. No, it ain't never going to be the same, because think about ESPN and how what they were doing. We only used to have ESPN, HBO, and Showtime. Now we have all the networks, all PBC fights going on every week. We have a PBC YouTube channel where sometimes I haven't seen some fights, and the PBC shows some fights that I've missed, and I catch them on PBC every time again. So I'm happy. But what's your take on the losing money aspect, and why do you think the fans are so happy that Al Heyman is going downhill? They feel like the money, losing money. You guys talk on it.
I don't understand the hate that Al Heyman gets, man. It's stupidity. The man's bringing free boxing on free TV. I mean, shit, we ain't gotta pay for it.
That's right. Anyone else?
You know, at first I disliked Heyman, but looking at the situation, I think it just brought out other promoters' true colors even more, because these other promoters know that they're losing viewers. Well, actually, HBO is probably never going to lose viewers because they're just more than just boxing. But the fact that you know that they're fighting for your views, and they're still not putting on the best fights possible, knowing that. So I think Heyman has been good and bad, but he's no different than any other promoter that's ever came before him. He's the exact same guy. I mean, I like Heyman because at the end of the day, he looks out for his minority fighters. All these other networks, they don't want black fighters. So as a black person, I like Heyman because, like Dr. Dre said, right, I love seeing young blacks get money. That's how I look at Heyman. He's giving these young black fighters a chance to be able to make money because nobody wants them. And that's the truth. Nobody wants young black fighters. They pretend they do, but they don't. I mean, look at Crawford. Crawford don't want him. He just pretend like he want him. He don't want him. He want Russian. He want Mexicans, which is fine. I got nothing wrong with Mexicans. I like Mexicans. Ain't nothing wrong with them. But at the same time, if you're a black guy, you gotta want Heyman around because you know he's gonna look out for you. Because ain't nobody else gonna look out for you. So that's why I like Heyman.
Right, man. The fighters getting their biggest paydays, getting their biggest purses under Heyman. Take Amir Khan for example. He got 1.5 million for Algeria.
That's why they hate him. That's why they hate him.
He's taking care of his people, man.
I checked. First of all, his hate came because Floyd Mayweather in the last 20, maybe 30, maybe 40, I don't know how many, is the most hated person. I think him and LeBron share the most hated sports person right now. I really do think they show that. Floyd's is how is boxing never talked about, but talking, you find a way to hate on Floyd. That shows you how hated it really is. So Al Heyman being associated with him, anything that he touches is saying, first of all, that's Floyd Mayweather person. I hate him. Badu Jack gets the same kind of hate. Let's see, when what's that kid that got knocked out, Jalen Love, when he got knocked out, nobody knew who the hell he was. But because he was associated with Floyd Mayweather, they made memes of him. It was so great to them that one of Floyd guys went down. And that's part of why Heyman is hated, for whatever reason. But after this, I think Heyman's hated because your favorite fighter is affected by what he's doing for other fighters. Like I mentioned earlier, like Triple G has to pay Danny Jacobs to get in the ring because Al Heyman pays him more than he's worth. He actually gets this guy paid. So your favorite fighter, if your favorite fighter is Triple G, you might be saying, oh, he can't get fights because fucking Al Heyman's bad for boxing. No, Al Heyman's actually bad for your fighter, and he's good for 90% of the people that he's working with. 100% of the people he's working with, he's been good for. So it's boring to explain, but it's the truth. It's just your fighter cannot get fights. Like if your fighter's Lomachenko, I like Lomachenko, but the truth is, he might not be able to get fights because he has to pay Gary Russell and other people more than what they're able to pay them because Al Heyman has overpaid them. But then again, you cannot overpay them.
Your voice sounds funny, man. Like I don't know, like you're away from the mic. Keep talking. Say again.
Yeah. How much did I miss all of it? Did I miss all of it?
Nah, just like 5 seconds. Go ahead. You're good now. Go ahead. Go on.
Well, yeah, like basically all I'm saying is if your favorite fighter is like Lomachenko, HBO fighter, and a lot of people's favorite fighters are HBO fighters because that's where they learn boxing. That's where they seen boxing first. And a lot of them guys can't get Al Heyman fighters because they would have to drastically overpay them, even if those guys ain't champions, because Al Heyman done paid them so much money, even when they didn't deserve that much money. But how can you say a fighter that's risking his life does not deserve money? Just like Hakeem was saying, he's getting people paid that everybody else make the black sheep. Like Lara should get paid, not because he's boring or whatever. He should get paid because we know if he fight the best, we're going to see who is the best. That's what I'm interested in seeing. If you're interested in seeing a dog and pony show and the dog beat the hell out the pony, then you know you're not gonna like certain things. But then again, that's not finding out who the best is. So Al Heyman's hated for being my breakdown. He's hated for being associated with Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather and LeBron are the two most hated athletes in a long time, in my opinion. Brian to me deserves it. He deserves some of it. But also another reason he hated because he getting people that nobody else wants to pay. He's getting them paid, and he's trying to just change boxing. And it's not some people's favorite fighter.
All right, man. Hey, let me see what Newton let's say. Yo, what's up, Sean? How you doing, man? Unmute yourself. Mr. Newton, how you doing, man?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Cool. Yeah, we got various topics we're gonna talk on. We're talking about right now. We're talking about the PBC, the loss of money and stuff like that. We was talking about Triple G, possible with Hopkins and Amir Khan's game plan with Canelo. Out of the three, yeah, go ahead and choose which one you want to talk on.
I'll just follow T, and he brings up a lot of good points. I think what he says is true. I think some of the hate that Heyman gets is because his affiliation with Floyd, but I think people are quick to attack people who have questions about Heyman as well. Because a lot of people just have questions about him because the way he does his business practice, everything is hidden. So people can only assume what his overall plan is. And it brings up a lot of questions people have with what he's doing and why he's doing it. So people ask these questions, and then a lot of the same people who say that he's hated because of his affiliation with Floyd love him strictly because of his affiliation with Floyd. Because he is attached to Floyd, he can do no wrong. They have no questions for him. Anyone that has a question is a hater and a racist. And they have no, it brings back the old statement, ignorance is bliss. People are willing to buy anything, but they don't even want to check the quality first. Like when you go buy something, you need to find out. You go on the internet, you Google it, you do some research, you check it out, you look at it compared to the competitors, and you ask questions. And a lot of people are just doing that. They're asking questions because they want to know, what's he doing? And a lot of people are concerned that he's trying to build a monopoly, which, I know some people, they don't care. They think a monopoly would be great for boxing. But then other people like myself, we think a monopoly would be terrible. It's your perspective. Some people think it's great if one guy controls it all, and some people have questions. And that's one of the big objects surrounding him, because people have questions.
I want to ask you a question and let you go off of it, but the Muhammad Ali Act is not in MMA, and not in the UFC. It does not bother them, and this is fighting in the same way. Because people done business bad back then doesn't mean we should punish everybody when we see another entity, entity doing a good job, and you can't follow that plan. And another thing is,
Your voice sound like you're away from the mic. Go ahead, say what you're saying again.
I don't know how I keep doing that, man. I don't know how I keep doing that, but I'm like Al Heyman, man. I'm a type of guy, like if I got plans, I don't want to share them with everybody, because the more people you share them with, you might have haters on the sideline, that don't want to see that happen. They working against that. So what you do is you work while you wait. You feel me? So I don't mind that one single bit. Him not giving Ring TV exclusives doesn't mean they need to start hating on them. But basically, my main question is, Why can we not accept the business practices of a new man and get rid of the Ali Act? Let this be under one umbrella and see how well it does. What if it does because of the UFC and they put on 1 versus 2 on regular TV like the UFC would do?
Well, you bring up a point that EJ talked about before on pound for pound boxing, and there's not really much point of bringing up the Ali Act because, as EJ will attest to, I mean, Al Heyman's not breaking the Ali Act, apparently, because he is not a promoter. What he's done is he's basically created his own network, like HBO. So basically now he can promote fighters, but he's not the promoter, but it's his network, and he is their manager. So he's avoided the Ali Act by doing this. So the Ali Act doesn't affect his business practice at all. He continues to do what he does in spite of the Ali Act being put in place because he's sort of found a way to avoid it completely. So, I mean, it attests to his brains and, I mean, how well he's thought things out. But the Ali Act has no impact on him whatsoever.
So basically, well, if you don't want to use the Ali Act, I'm just trying to see why it would not be a good idea for a man who has shown he won't put on the best fight. He's shown that he will put on the best fights, without an umbrella, without anything. Because if you give him an umbrella and he misuses that umbrella, we the fans will quit watching. And therefore, we will talk about it. We will quit watching. And his business will go out of business. So therefore, he's like any other business. If he gets a monopoly, he has to produce. If he don't produce, what's the point of the monopoly? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Why be scared of him getting the monopoly? He has to continue to produce, regardless of the Ali Act or anything. He has to continue to produce, or we won't watch no more.
That's not true. That's not true, man. Even in this situation, has he missed some good fights he could have put on? Yeah. I mean, how long did we really wait? Oh, my bad. I guess everybody want to be biker boys today in the carpool lane. But my issue though is the fact that he waited how long to put on Thurman and Porter? We had to see him fight some bums. I mean, a monopoly with him is not going to get something better than what we have right now between Golden Boy and Top Rank and Al Heyman. I mean, no, it's going to be the same thing as it is now if he had monopoly. We really don't know, but based on past experiences, it won't be better. So telling someone to say, let's monopolize, no, let's not monopolize. That sounds terrible. I mean, we had an oligarchy with freaking Top Rank and Global and Golden Boy. It was terrible. So, no, I'm not going to be okay with a monopoly. Hell no, man. It's never good.
Hey, hey, 1 minute, T.
That's the only problem that I got with Al Heyman. Protecting these fighters, man. That's the only problem I got with him.
Hey, 1 minute. Hey, Sean was still doing his point. T interjected. Go ahead, Sean. Finish your point because he was still. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah. So I mean,
hey, Akeem.
The issue with Heyman is that what happened?
Akeem, Sean was T interrupted. Sean was doing his point, so he didn't actually finish what he was saying.
Oh, my bad. I'll go on mute.
That's all right.
No, Hakeem, follow up. That's fine. I mean, basically, we just had a discussion back and forth. He can jump in now. It's cool.
Okay. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Okay, and the other issue is that, I mean, the Ali Act does apply to Al Heyman. I think it definitely applies to Al Heyman, but, doesn't it also apply to Bob Arum and how he went against Cons for Pacquiao? I mean, Cons is a joke. He's not a manager for Pacquiao, and he's tried many times to try to get Pacquiao to fight Floyd before, and Arum kept blocking him. He didn't want Pacquiao to re-sign with Top Rank. If you want to go back in history, he didn't want him to re-sign with Top Rank because he wanted to make the fight with Floyd. And he's actually the reason the fight with Floyd got made was because of Michael Kahn. So we can look at the Ali Act in different ways, but, I mean, Bob Arum ain't no angel either, and he violates the act in my eyes altogether. He completely violates the act. So, I mean, the reason why we don't want to get rid of the Ali Act is because of the fact that eventually these fighters are not going to have Heyman around. Eventually, Bob Arum is, 83? He's going to pass away. So someone is going to eventually take advantage of these fighters. So that's why you can never get rid of it because of the fact that there will always be someone. And Heyman, I don't think, is that guy. I don't think he's a bad guy to fighters. But there's going to be somebody who's going to play the Heyman guy and be really bad for fighters. So, I mean, that's why we have to always keep the Ali Act.
Kim, okay. Quick question. I'm not gonna go into my MMA, but do you follow MMA at all?
MMA is a complete violation of the Ali Act. It is disgusting how he treats UFC fighters. UFC fighters are treated like shit.
But they don't.
Complete shit.
Hold on. But that's not my point. Not my question. Because they don't have to follow that. I believe it's just for boxers only. But what I want.
It's for boxers only. But I mean, they need to expand it. They do need to expand it.
Okay. My question. We are treated better than them, so I'm not worried about getting treated like them. My question is to you. The second place might be Strike Force. There's been a lot of second places to the MMA, as far as I know. So,
true.
How many fights? Because UFC got a monopoly. So, how many fights outside of that monopoly have you been begging? If anybody who follows it, how many fights have it where you have been begging for them to work together, and they wouldn't do it? Compared to,
MMA does have some fights getting made. I mean, you got to think about Strike Force. I mean, you also got to think about who else besides that. When damn it, I forgot. There's actually three. There's UFC. There's Strike Force, and there's a third one that had the one Russian guy for like super long. The one who was undefeated for like 10 years.
That Prime. Is that a Prime? That Pride.
What?
That Pride?
Who?
Pride.
Pride fighting. Pride.
Okay, yeah. So there's been good fights. I mean, MMA is a little bit different because, I mean, there was some good. I remember Kung Lee was good. I mean, there's been some good fights. But UFC for a long time, for a long time, they weren't able sometimes to sign very big fighters until later on in their careers as MMA fighters. So I think it's not really a good comparison to try to say, it's a little bit harder to do that. It's a little bit harder.
All I'm saying is this. In the time that we've had Cold Wars, we have been able to reel off 10 to 20 fights that we wanted that we couldn't get in the time that we had Cold Wars. I want to challenge a UFC fan to give me 10 to 20 fights since their debut and since their competitors' debut that they haven't made 10 to 20 fights over their longevity. And I don't even think they'll be able to do it because I never hear MMA fans complaining about, UFC puts on too good of fights because they got too many good fighters and they have a monopoly. But we complain every day that, yearly, that we got 10 fights we can't be made. We got 20 fights that can't be made. I can name them all for you right now. Lomachenko Russell, Lomachenko Santa Cruz, Lomachenko Lee Selby. Let's go Rigo Santa Cruz. That's 5 already, and I'm just went from 122 to 126. So, I don't think they got that over there. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't be mad if if the sport, I don't care who it's under. I'm just saying I would prefer that, these fights was able to be made without no political lines having to be erased. Because we ain't making fights.
I mean, there's been political lines. There's been political lines where between UFC and Strike Force and Pride Fight where we want to see, or people have wanted to see for a very long time, two fighters fight that never could because of the fact that UFC would never, ever throw a co-sponsored event with any of these other companies. So, I mean, it happens in MMA too. It's just that MMA is not as popular as boxing, and boxing has a very long history of fighters not fighting each other for whatever reason. So there's a longer, dirtier history of it. MMA, it's happened before, yeah, but I mean, how many times can it really happen? There's not that many MMA fighters. There's thousands of boxers. So it's a little bit hard to compare.
Level, I'm talking about as far as top level. I wanted the quantity of fights that they could make compared to ones that boxing could not make. So I think
MMA puts on more quality fights, in my opinion. If we're talking about competitors, MMA definitely puts on better fights.
I'm talking about the quantity, the amount of fights they haven't been able to make because of political lines is probably nowhere near amount that the boxing fans have had to suffer. 2014 was the worst, where you had, Heyman did have people, but he didn't want to just kill his stable because he couldn't put him up against nobody else. He couldn't do anything else, and he didn't have enough just to kill his own stable.
Hey, let's talk about this. You two mentioned Heyman, so the Amir Khan fight is happening. Al Heyman, we know, was a part of that. So the olive branch has been put out there. So let's talk about it. The olive branch has been put out there. Al Heyman's helped Amir Khan to get the fight with Canelo. That's golden boy. So that's gonna nullify De La Hoya's lawsuit. So that's one guy, one taken care of. And the thing is, to be honest with you, if he can do that with Khan, advise Khan to fight Canelo, then he can do that with some of these fighters. So some of the other fighters, the UFC model, let's stay away from that. Al Heyman has a lot of fighters. Bob Arum has a lot of fighters. So does De La Hoya. And eventually, they haven't got nowhere to go. They're gonna have to fight each other, and that's the way it is. They're gonna have to fight each other. These other people being stubborn is no reason for that. The PBC is a wide open ground. There's a lot of money to be made. They're gonna fight eventually, right?
Yeah, they got to get rid of this Cold War shit, man. They got to make these big fights.
That's right. That's right.
I hate the Cold War, but like you gotta love the Cold War too, because a lot of the biggest fights happen if there wasn't a Cold War type of thing. So it's a love and hate type of relationship, man. Like you gotta love it, but you always gotta hate it. But if there was never a Cold War, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather wouldn't have been as big. If there was never a Cold War, I mean, I can think of 100 different fights, but I'm just saying, like, it kind of is part of the culture of the sport. If you remove it, I mean, is boxing really going to be exciting as all these other sports are? I mean, end of the day, it's kind of part of what boxing is and what it will always be. Either somebody will duck somebody or ask for too much money, or they'll say it's the promoters. It's part of boxing. It's the suspense and the entertainment of boxing. Boxing makes you have to pay attention because it pisses you off. It gets in your emotions. That's part of what boxing is.
Mm-hmm. No doubt, man. All right. Well, the PVC debate. Has everyone gave their take on the PVC? I think everyone has, man. Hey, let me push.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the PVC is he protects a few fighters, but other than him, he's doing a good job, man, with it.
All right.
I think. Wait. PVC doesn't protect fighters. Let's be honest here. Them fighters don't want to fight other fighters.
Protects fighters. I said he protects fighters.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I misinterpreted that. I apologize.
All right. Hey, let me hear Shaw's take on the game plan for Khan and Canelo, and after that, Triple G versus B-Hop, if that's gonna happen. Apparently, someone said that Triple G might be fighting Chavez Jr. So, what's your take on that, man?
As far as Khan and Canelo?
Yeah, game plan. How does Khan do him? How does Canelo do him? How do they do each other?
Well, that's what makes this fight interesting. I mean, I know it gets lots of hate, but they are sort of the perfect type of style, right? You have the boxer mover with really quick hands and quick feet, whose only game plan is going to be basically to sort of fight like Sugar Ray Leonard fought against Marvin Hagler. You know, that's sort of what he has to do. He needs to like move. He has to pick his spots where he throws combinations and then get out of there and try to look exciting in those moments to try to steal those rounds. Whereas, you know, Canelo is going to be like Hagler. He's got to try to get to him, try to break him down. And we know, I mean, this is no news that Canelo's weakness has always been his slow feet and his inability to cut off the ring, which has, you know, been one of his biggest problems, that he hasn't really looked like he knows how to do that, and that he was even sort of interested in doing that. And, you know, it sort of was his downfall towards Floyd. It was his downfall towards, you know, Trout and Laura, and now we get to see him against another guy in Khan. I mean, of course, a lot of fans feel that because Khan's chin is not great, that the first punch that he lands is going to be the end. And, you know, I mean, that's not true. I mean, Khan's fought big punchers, and he survived. I mean, he's been hurt a number of times, that's true. But, you know, I mean, we know that Canelo, what he's really going to do is try to go to Khan's body early. And from my experience, I mean, has Khan really ever been shaken up to the body? I mean, I know he shook Medina up to the body, but I'm not sure if he's really ever been hurt to the body. Not to say he can't, but I mean, you know, that's not one of his issues. I mean, he can take the shots to the body, or at least he has been able to. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, to see if Khan is able to stay focused for 12 rounds, and see if Canelo is able to get to him and break him down and eventually catch him.
Cool. All right, so Prince Charles Martin fighting. Let me change something. Prince Charles Martin and Joshua's been named April the 9th. What's your take on that?
Is it confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed. Apparently, yeah. This is wildfire going all over social media right now. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I saw people talking about it, but I wasn't sure if it was confirmed or just like,
I
you
went on
know.
Twitter right now. I'm on Twitter right now. I'm talking about it, and I see it. So I see it on Twitter. Right, it's trending already. So it's out there. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a great fight. You know, I mean, you get two great young fighters, American against the British fighter. I mean, it's excellent. And it's also good because it puts Deontay Wilder in a position where really now he's got to really go full force towards Povetkin because, you know, this other door is closed. So that's great as well because now we might get two fights out of one, you know,
But
potentially.
yeah, he can't go nowhere else. Just the fact.
Exactly. So that's excellent. And I mean, I think not that this fight is a step up for Joshua because Martin is also very untested. So I mean, basically, it's two prospects fighting for a title, which is, you know, sort of screwed up thanks to that commission who took it away from Fury, which was a little bit of bullshit. But I mean, it does bring some intrigue, and it does give us two young fighters, and it's putting them on a top stage. And we're going to be able to see which guy is truly, you know, going to sort of climb to the top of the heap. I mean, at this point, it's hard to say. They both have power. They're both good fighters, but they've both been sort of untested at the highest level. So, I mean, it's a great fight. I'm excited if it truly comes off.
Yeah. All right. So there's reports out there that Triple G is fighting Hopkins. Do you think it's a cowardly move by Triple G? That's what reports out there. What's your take on that fight?
GGG haters, man. Fuck, get over it. God damn. These guys just look for anything to sell controversy. Everything is negative. Negative, negative, negative. You know, this is just negotiation. GGG's team is not in a position to force Canelo to take the fight. We know that. Like, prior to Canelo signing with Khan, I was saying he has to fight GGG because he has no pay-per-view fights. But he proved me wrong. You know, he fought a 147-pounder, and now he's got a pay-per-view fight. So, you know, good for his team. They're smart. They did good business. But it puts GGG in a position where now, I mean, the 90-10, the 155 thing that they're negotiating, they're sort of getting more leverage on it. So GGG's team needs to do what they can to give themselves a little more leverage. So when they get into negotiation, they're not at like the bottom part. I mean, they already are as far as the A side, but they're trying their best to put themselves in a position where they're able to negotiate the fight a little better towards themselves. You know, by taking the pay-per-view earlier than this year against Lemieux, they did that only because they knew the pay-per-view issue was going to be an issue. Unfortunately, it didn't work out the way they wanted. And then they had the Billy Joe Saunders fight, which was also great because that sort of shows them we don't need Canelo, we have this fight. But Billy Joe Saunders is also in that position. He's like, yeah, I know. This is a triangle, and I'm 1 point, so you got to deal with me on my terms. So GGG is really in an awkward position because you have this triangle. He's 1 point. He wants to get to the other 2 points, but they know their position, and they're doing everything they can to get the most out of it. And that's what it is. It's basically just negotiation. I mean, he's not going to fight Hopkins because Hopkins is not going to go to 168 to fight him. So, I mean, it's just a name being thrown out there. It's just continuing to negotiate. But people take this stuff as it's so serious, you know, as if, you know, every comment that's made is totally legitimate. Hello?
That's a fight I don't want to see, but I mean, if that's what he can get, I guess you take it. But my
Sure.
thing
I mean,
is, if you take, like I told you earlier, if you go to 168 and you do it for Hopkins, what needs to be done is staying at 168. I think you've wasted enough of your career on chasing middleweights who don't want to fight you. This is now the fourth lineal middleweight champion, I believe, maybe the third or fourth. I know third for sure. This is now the third lineal middleweight champion that wanted no parts of you, and therefore you let the fans talk to you after that. Therefore you say, hey, his legacy is these guys wanted no parts of him. And he went up to 168, and what happens from there is, you know, we'll see. But I think if you take it at 168, you got to stay there. That'd be great for him.
but, you know, the one thing people fail to take into consideration, I mean, eventually these two guys are going to take that fight because it is the biggest fight for them to take. I mean, financially, they can't avoid a GGG fight. I mean, of course, they put themselves in a position where they're going to get paid the most they can get paid, but it is the only fight they can get. Like, I mean, who else is Canelo going to fight that is going to generate this much capital? Who else is Joe Saunders going to fight?
Okay, I agree on Billy Joe Saunders, but as far as Canelo, he's about to pay Amir Khan, they said $8 million. That's more than he ever got paid. Therefore, if he's paying a guy more than Triple G's ever gotten paid, that kind of shows you he does not need Triple G. He can sell with welterweight after welterweight because his people will follow him. But as far as Billy Joe Saunders, it's not right. I'm not saying it's right. I don't like it either. But it's the reality. Saunders, eventually he does gotta say, man, I could get, $5 million. I get this ass whooping. Canelo never has.
But what you're not addressing is the fact that Khan is not just a 147 guy. Khan has name recognition. I mean, Khan's been affiliated with Floyd Mayweather for like how many years? And he's been affiliated as a 140 champion prior to that. But I mean, mostly he's been attached to Floyd for a number of years, so that his name has name recognition. A lot of other fighters don't have that name recognition, so they're not going to be able to be a pay-per-view attraction like a Khan is. Even though, I mean, people have genuine concerns about Khan being a small fighter and it being a bad look for Canelo, which is true. But I mean, the point is, like, let's look at the 154 division. You have Laura.
I'm gonna name a few from 147. I wanna chime in real quick. 144. I think if Danny Garcia got coming out, he might sell more. Thurman is supportive. Major views. And then another thing, Canelo, his own style, and he can tell people at 500,000. Plan for him to do that. They don't never want to see Triple G.
What you say about Garcia, that's true. That could be a fight because he does have some name recognition. But I mean, I don't see Garcia moving up to fight Canelo at 155. But I mean, I could be proven wrong. But then we look at the other guys at 154. Andrade, Lara, the Charlo brothers. None of those guys have name recognition. I mean, Lara's only name recognition has been because he was attached to Canelo before, and nobody's really beaten down the doors to get that rematch. Andrade has made himself sort of invisible, Mikey Garcia, Andre Ward scenario. And the Charlo boys are both good, but they're both young and they don't really have a lot of name recognition behind them. I don't know if this is because Heyman is not great at promoting fighters. I know he's not a promoter, but my point is, he has a network, and he just doesn't seem to really build his fighters so that they have that name recognition like a lot of other people. Like Khan's name recognition has nothing to do with Heyman. I mean, he was a name even before he was attached to Heyman, and he makes himself a name because he never shuts up and he continues to put himself into the media spotlight. But
I would argue, he don't want to fight. The guys you name, he don't want to fight none of them no way. Like Charlo, it's not pointless with him.
Canelo, you mean?
Huh?
You mean Canelo?
Yeah, he's not looking to get it with Charlo. They've already basically confirmed that in interviews. But I would say he's looking for some more Kirkland types to say, oh, it might be a war, and plus Canelo's and he wants to sell by himself. That's what he's giving these easy fights. Wants to sell alone. He don't want the name recognition. He wants the Canelo recognition. And you gotta buy this. Canelo's in it, and he's gonna fill the stadium. This is Canelo.
Problem is, though, if you don't have those name opponents, you're not going to really be successful selling pay-per-views. I mean, he has the dates, he has the fan base. So I mean, I agree. He has a lot of the things that are very important for being successful, but you still need a name to sort of really sell the events. That's why Khan, regardless of his weight, is selling strictly because of his name.
Look, I would call it success if he say he did 900,000 a quota. Even if he fought another Anguilla, um, um, I can't think of say a Vinus Monterosan. Say he fought Vinus Monterosan. Just say he did. Just say that he did, and he sold 600,000 pay-per-views. That's what I'm talking about. That's where they want to get Canelo too, where he gets no opponent on there, and he's just so Canelo that he don't have like he won't. That I mean, I couldn't. I just don't get it. I don't think he wants these opponents you mentioned. I don't think he do. You lose and you drop. That's not the goal. Where everybody else at? EJ, where y'all at, man?
I'm here.
EJ, where you at? Shady.
Yo,
Y'all
I think they're sleeping.
Nah, I'm not asleep.
Everybody dropped out, man.
So what's your input, boys?
I was listening right to you.
So what do you think? Do you think Vanis Martirosyan can sell 600,000 on pay-per-view with Canelo?
Nah,
No.
he ain't selling no 600,000. No, not even nowhere near it.
Because if he can sell that, then I mean, yeah, we're screwed. I mean, there's no way we're gonna get a good
Well,
fight.
let's put it on perspective.
I see Canelo and Khan selling over 900,000.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it will break 1 million easily.
Okay, all right. Maybe I take overboard with the 600,000, but if him and Vinus Monterosan did 450, and he normally do 300,000, that just shows you he got even more popular. His Vinus ain't no more popular than Lara or Angulo. So if Canelo starts showing his star on his own, they will never fight Triple G. And I hope it don't want to see the fight. But if it does, Triple G got to look at option number 2. And you know, why would you want to take Billy Joe's title if you can't get the other one? You know, and plus you got to pay Billy Joe that crazy amount of money that he won't. I would just move to 168 because it'll be, you know, right in your face that you're not getting Canelo. 3 titles will never be 4. And like I said, history will have to mark it down that we make people knowing that everybody was scared of him or whatever. It never be 3 titles will never be 4. So I wouldn't pay Billy Joe nothing until I got Canelo.
Your point's true, but I mean, what you're not talking about is the fact that for GGG's name recognition, going to the UK to win another belt against Billy Joe Saunders would be a great sort of move for him. I mean, obviously he has to give too much to make that fight for a guy who doesn't really deserve it, but the UK crowd is great, and we know that moving up to 168, two of his potential top opponents would be UK fighters, and a lot of the top guys he can fight are presently UK fighters. So him going there and opening up that market for him, like he has for California and New York, would be a great move for him. I mean, personally, I thought it was a great move for him to say, okay, I will go to the UK to fight Billy Joe Saunders because he's going to beat him. But the point is, he's going to get that crowd and that whole name recognition worldwide, which most fighters don't have.
But he didn't have to pay $5 million to get that New York and LA recognition, and I think they already know him very well in the UK.
But you know, the UK crowd, it brings in more money as well because they're able to sell cheap pay-per-views and do very well on it. I mean, the crowds are crazy. You know, they're easily able to sell out like 50,000 stadiums. I mean, you know, they have a huge support network. UK fans are crazy.
Which fight you proposing? Billy Joe versus who?
GGG.
Man, that fight ain't selling out nothing, bro. With Billy Joe can't sell a fucking basement, bro. Like he ain't selling
out. Come on, man. You bring GGG there and you fight at the O2. That thing is totally going to be sold out.
Actually, you know what? But that's only hardcore, man. Like a hardcore.
Oh no, but the UK boxing fans are just like crazy. They don't.
The fight with Andy Lee was the fact they didn't even sell out half the arena. With Andy Lee, didn't they sell out half the arena, bro? And they had 2 world fights on that world championship fight on that thing. You see you promoting it. Listen, If Eddie Hearn was promoting that fight, I'd say guaranteed. Frank Warren was promoting the fight, so that's why. That's the only difference. Frank Warren he's got the UK on lock, bro. With Sky Sports, Sky News, and the rest of them. It's,
Eddie Hearn.
Huh?
Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has got bringing that big audience. He got Foxgrove 2, Joshua fight with White sold out in hours in 02. The whole place sold out. Billy Joe Saunders fight with Andy didn't sell out, but Billy Joe's with Chris Eubanks Jr. first fight that sold out completely. But remember, Tyson Fury versus Derek Lewis was on that card as well.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. So it depends on the card and it depends on the promoter. But I agree definitely we have the audience over here. We have the crowd, but with Billy Joe and Frank Warren, I'm not too sure. And Billy Joe, he needs to defend his belt against a name. I think he's looking against Carter or someone like that. I think that would be good for him. I don't think he will sell out with Triple G. Not right now. Not right now. Triple G still, like for me, it still needs to. Where's Triple G's fan base, bro? Tell me.
Well, he doesn't have a specific fan base. That's why his team is cross-marketing him, right? That's why they've sold him in the East Coast and West Coast of the U.S. because he's not an American fighter, so he doesn't get that fan base recognition, and he's not a Mexican or a specific ethnic minority, so he doesn't really get that attention either. So he sort of had to cross-market himself. That's why I think going to the UK would be a great move for him, because it would only sort of add to this, right? Because he's not in the position of some fighters that have like a strong foundation.
But he's beat a couple of UK fighters. He's beat Mark Murray, he's beat Matthew Macklin, so yeah, I guess.
But not in the UK.
No, of course not. But them guys, Matthew Macklin and Mark Murray, they can sell some tickets over there. But Billy Joe,
Triple G, he's selling out the Madison Square Garden within minutes.
Madison Square Garden is a smooth venue, man. And who was he fighting against? Who's he with Willie Monroe?
No, he sold out against Lemieux.
I think it was
look, that definitely will sell out. That definitely will sell out. The news bringing that Canadian audience. You know, usually with fighters, it depends who they're fighting, their dance partner. But Triple G at the minute, like, I'll give you an example, right? Kolovov has to go to Russia right now. Next fight's gonna be in Russia because they're gonna try and build him in a Russian fight. But his fan base should be there. You know who's got the fan base in Russia? Burbeef, or whatever his name, Burbeef. His fan base is legit in Russia. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is right there waiting, right? So they're gonna try and sell Kolovov with all the belts and trying to bring a fan base, trying to bring that money. But he's not doing good with the numbers, man. He's not. Kolovov with all the stuff he's doing. And they're pushing it. They're promoting him hard, but his numbers ain't doing that good, bro. He needs a darts partner every single time. And go ahead, T.
I made argument. Don't pay Billy Joe until it is certified you can get all 4 belts. Until you have 3 belts, you don't pay Billy Joe nothing. And even then, what you might want to do is become his #1 contender. Because paying him $5 million, $6 million, that's ridiculous, man. That's setting a bad precedent for everybody you fight. They're gonna say, "Hold on, you paid so and so this, and he wasn't doing this. I want this. You're not gonna blackball me if you pay him this much." So they're setting themselves up for straight up failure. So never negotiate with Billy Joe. For what belt he got? What belt is it that Billy Joe got? WBO.
Yeah. WBO.
When the last time a WBO forced a mandatory? Shit, he might be out of luck there.
Hey, man, you know what? Triple G's a great fight. I want to see Triple G in some good fights. I ain't gonna hate on the dude. I want to see him in some fight. I just want some names. Look, he gonna get the names on his body, but go ahead.
$8 million when they don't deserve it, and then every other fighter come along. You go up and fight the girl. He said, "No, you can't even. You pay so and so $8 million. I want mine too." And you know, from there you'll see that this dude he has set a bad precedent.
He's a champion, though. Billy Joe's a champion, and just beat Andy Lee. Don't need deserve like a big payday. It's a big fight. It's a unification fight. The winner's gonna be making more money, don't you think?
But he's gonna take
this fight as well.
He's gonna take the short money. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna take the short money, even though he'd take the short money, and opponents. I don't think opponents would let him forget that he done that, man. I'm sorry.
He gonna lose the fight. He gonna lose. He probably lose the fight, and he gonna lose his livelihood. He ain't gonna have his career after fighting him. What you think? I don't think he'll fight.
I'm all for Triple G making money, but you need to get you need to get in touch with the WBO, find out if they will put you in their rankings as a champion, and after that, everything all good.
All right. Well, let's
Yeah, he fight Triple G, he better get a good life insurance policy because he gonna need it.
That's right, Shady. Tell him
he gonna need a good policy.
Hey, I don't know about Sean Eubank, Billy Joe Saunders too. Like, yeah, Sean Billy Joe Eubank wants it, but I think Eubank wants to get the British belt. They might have that fight, but Saunders right now, when you got 78 Sports TV, boy, laying it down, Billy Joe's is the biggest coward in boxing, bro. That way it went viral, boy. Like, but to be honest with you, you know when Coogan asked, a lot of people are thinking that. A lot of people are thinking Billy Joe's a cowardly, and the way he's been conducting himself. Do you think Billy Joe conducts himself as a fighter? Our fighter should conduct himself, saying, "Oh, Triple G, I don't want to fight him. If I see Triple G, I'll cross the road," type of thing. Do you think a fighter should conduct, or a fighter should be like, I want to fight the very best, and never say what he really thinks? I mean, you got to kind of
you gotta show some heart. You gotta show some heart, man.
You don't sound like a fighter. Billy G sound like a fan. Like we would like. If someone said let's fight Triple G, we're like, nah. But if someone offers some money, we might think about it. Billy G sounds like a casual fan. I mean, what's your take on that? Go ahead.
You can't be saying another fighter gonna whoop your ass. Even if you think he gonna whoop your ass, you can't come out and say that. So I can't really blame 78 for going at Billy Joe like he did, man. He left himself open for that. You can't make them kind of statements, man.
So I see. Anyone else want to say something about that? I guess not. What's
what he say?
78 called Billy Joe the biggest coward in boxing. What, you think?
I'm gonna have to agree.
Yeah, the way you think a fighter should conduct themselves like that. What's your take on that, right?
I think fighters conduct themselves like that all the time, except for it's just that Billy Joe was a dumbass to open his mouth and actually say it. I mean, how stupid can you be that literally tell somebody you can wait 18 months to fight? You gotta be stupid. His PR person, his promoter should have been like, yo, shut the hell up, man. Right? He's an idiot for that, man. It's one thing that to say it with your body language, which many fighters have done. Many fighters have done that with their body language. But this idiot says it with his mouth and words, man. He's stupid for that one. He's stupid.
There you go. Sure, you want to say something?
I think you guys just taking shit too serious, man. I think he's just playing that game. Billy Joe Saunders is not stupid. I mean, he always plays the psychological edge. You could see that with his whole Chris Eubank first fight, which everybody said he was going to lose. And he totally used psychological stuff to get in that guy's head. And now it's sort of the same. You make GGG feel content. You take as much money, you get him to fight in your backyard. You get everything you need. You make him feel it's just an easy sort of taken for granted fight. And then we know what he's going to do. He's going to go in there and he's going to try to outbox him by using movement. And, I mean, getting in there psychologically early, I mean, is not a bad thing. I mean, he's putting himself in a position where he's going to be overlooked, where he's going to get everything he needs because GGG wants that belt, and it could benefit him by being smart, by going in a different perspective, a different way of attacking.
So basically, he playing possum, is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Could be.
Look at that, Sean. It's a good way of looking at it, that actually can work out, and that sounds like Billy Joe's personality type. With Frank Warren, they going straight very penny. For real, I think that's you bring a good side. T, you want to say something on that?
I didn't hear him. I didn't hear everything he was saying. I was talking.
He was saying he's playing possum. If Billy Joe is playing possum, he's basically taking, trying to get as much as he can from Triple G in case he does lose. But he's basically gonna come out and try and beat Triple G, outboxing.
Yeah, he can come out and try to do whatever he want to do. He's not good enough. He don't have enough stamina. Don't fool yourself that Billy Joe is something great. He's an illusion, just like Tyson Fury was with Klitschko. They was both in there just being illusions, and both of them guys just let their title go to waste. Whenever they touched the ropes, their backs touched the ropes, and the opponent threw punches. They didn't like it, and you saw both opponents not throwing punches. So you know, credit to them. No, I'm not doing it. I'm looking at that champion and said, bro, that was your belt. And you basically asked that man to take your belt off for you like a woman asks a man to take her necklace off. So I see Billy as an illusion. Can he beat certain fighters? Yeah, but he's not going to beat Triple G. It ain't about to happen. It ain't awesome or nothing. He gonna make Triple G come out the pocket more than Triple G need to do. And if y'all supporting that, then I'm telling y'all, digging the hole for dude, man. Them championships ain't as important as y'all want to make them in today's boxing. You know, yesterday they didn't have so many problems making these fights. These days it is problems, and the champion make the belt. Who you take it from means everything to me.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. That's what it is. That's what people remember people for. Remember people taking the belt from each other. I absolutely agree with that statement.
I know a lot of YouTube historians, boxing historians want to get on here, and they like to, you know, they don't want to rank certain welterweights. They don't want to rank Floyd and Manny among the greatest welterweights because they say they never were the undisputed champion. But the fact is they got better names than some of those undisputed champions would actually have. You know, to be an undisputed, you could beat a person that had 3 belts and fought nobody else. And you won yours from George down the street. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. You just got to take the best names and let us work it out on here and give you credit for it. I'm sorry, the belts just aren't as important to me when people like Billy Joe are holding them and they not great champions.
I agree, man.
But you have to give Billy Joe Saunders credit. I mean, he's done what a lot of champions haven't done. He beat Eubank, who was favored to beat him. The power puncher had all the hype. Everybody picked Eubanks to beat him, and people still predict Eubanks to be one of the best guys at 160. So, I mean, it's not like he's a bum. It's just he was outthought and outboxed by the smarter boxer. And then Andy Lee, everybody had Andy Lee landing that big right hand and finishing the fight. But what happened? He made it so that Andy Lee couldn't even throw any punches, and he ended up winning the fight. You can criticize a guy for winning a fight ugly, but the whole point is, isn't it ironic that you'll criticize Fury for winning an ugly fight against Klitschko, who dominated for 11 years and no one else could beat him, and you'll criticize Billy Joe Saunders as being an illusion, even though he beat 2 legitimate top 10 guys to win this belt. And we saw Quillen when he did. Yeah. Hold on, EJ. Let me finish. So hold on. Just let me finish.
I get your point, though. I get it. Just saying.
I know.
Let finish.
Well, I'm just saying, as a guy like Quillen, we saw what he did. He gave up his belt instead of fighting these guys, to actually keep his title. So Billy Joe Saunders beat who he needed to beat to get a legitimate title, and he fought legitimate fighters, not bums. And Fury did the same thing. Whereas Andre Ward, who wins tons of his fights, ugly, but people will praise him. And I'm not dissing Ward, but I'm saying, isn't it ironic that people will praise one guy for winning ugly, but then they will rip other dudes for doing it? I mean, the same dudes who say that, the same dudes who will praise Rigo for winning an ugly fight and call him the best fighter pound for pound, but then they're going to jump on Fury and Saunders as being bums and overrated.
Let me rebuttal. You points. I have tape. I got feedback. All right. Let's see. All right. It's still there a little bit. I'm gonna go through. I got not feedback. I got straight up video proof that in the 12th and 11th round was the first time that Andy Lee put more than one punch together on Billy Joe Saunders when his bat touched the ropes. And Billy Joe done nothing. Andy Lee won that round. So you let that illusion, that's why I'm calling him an illusion. Because he did nothing when you put the pressure the right way and done it the way a boxer's supposed to do when he has those advantages. When a guy running from you and you pin him on the ropes, you need to go to work. He didn't. That's the illusion I'm talking about. Same thing when Tyson Fury was on the ropes and Vladimir Klitschko finally realized in the 10th, 11th rounds, I'm about to lose my title. He did the same thing. And what Fury do? Lost the round. I'm talking about the round in question. Now, to Fury's credit, late in the round, he did come back and he fought a little. So that doesn't compare to me to what I'm saying to you about Rigo. It's not a comparison to me because you'll see him actually when you walk in, you get counted very often, very often. That wasn't what I was seeing very much out of them. I seen people that done a little bit there in the fight, and they was posturing like they could keep it up for 12 rounds, and they couldn't. Because when you seen the pressure come for 10 rounds, at around round 10, they were sitting there folding with their back on the ropes like, oh my God, here comes the pressure now. I never seen Rigo be that person. That's why I'm saying that's an illusion to me. It's like, I'm good. I've been doing it for 6 rounds. What make you think I can't do it for 6 more? What happened in the 10th round is what make me believe you can't do it for 6 more. See what I'm saying now?
Go ahead, Newton.
But you only need to win 8 rounds.
Yeah, but you could get knocked out.
But they didn't. The point is, you're not going to look like you're dominating every single round. I mean, Floyd Mayweather looked like he was, getting caught by Maidana. But it doesn't mean that you're going to label Floyd a bum and an illusion because Maidana had a round, or Manny had a round, or somebody had a round. People are going to have rounds. People are going to catch you. People are going to put pressure on you, especially later in a fight. I mean, it's true what you say, that Fury and Billy Joel wear down as the fight progresses because of their style, because they move. But as long as you win those early rounds and you don't get stopped late, you win the fight.
But you don't understand. If I hadn't seen him do this for 12 complete rounds, I would call him that. See, that's what I'm saying. Billy Joe in the late rounds versus Eubank start losing rounds again. You know he's gonna wear down. You gotta as a champion, you gotta say, I'm gonna make you wear down. And you gotta remember, you can win the fight by knockout as well. So you don't have to do 6 full rounds. You can win 6 rounds, 7 rounds, and get knocked out because you're an illusion. And that's what I think about them. Now, can it change? Yeah, they could change it. But from what I've seen in them later rounds, to me, they still illusions. Them champions then fight like champions. And I mean, I don't respect that. I don't really respect the way they won their titles, and I'll be able to respect it more when they defend in that fashion. That's what I'm saying.
But, you got to give some credit for the guy who took the guy out of his game, right? I mean, the reason the champions weren't able to do what they usually do is because the opponent made it so that they weren't effective. It's the same reason people give Floyd credit for adjusting and then taking dudes out of their fight. It's the same thing that they did.
So basically, no, but I've seen this happen. What I'm telling you, the difference between Floyd, I've seen this happen time and time again with Fury and so with Fury, and I haven't seen him just get, worked on in the later rounds. I haven't seen that. I see him. He's always a stronger fighter in the later rounds. So what my point is to this is, I'm a strong-minded person. If I know my belt is on the line, the reason I don't respect like Andy Lee and what Klitschko did, because you knew you were losing. At some point, that mentality of strength got to kick in. You got to be great. So, and I've been in sports like that. I've been in sports and been in late moments and wanted to be great in late moments or moments leading up to greatness. And I've done it. So looking at them, I ain't been a boxer, but still, I can respect or disrespect what I choose, and I don't respect they moments that they had. They straight up gave up their belt.
You said access in the chat. He didn't need to do anything. He's winning. I mean, look, the thing, yeah. I need to mute you, Shanice. I'll get you back. I'll mute you real quick. Oh, you mute yourself, yeah. Okay, thanks for that. Yeah, like Fury, look, man. I heard what you were saying there in that one. Yeah, look, Fury, coming into that fight. There's a lot of things, outside things. You say you just came in and just pulled down his dress or whatever. It wasn't like that. It was a lot of things. It was outside thing. The mat underneath the rug, Fury getting his own way, and in the game plan, they didn't capitalize on that, and Fury took control of that. Now rematch, I expect more or less the same thing. Why does the champion feel like he needed to do all these little things to get the edge? Came with platforms, he looked like they were the same height. Fury did what he needed to do, and I gave respect for Fury just to go in there and got the win. No one gave him a chance. He went in and won. Now, if you think Klitschko didn't try it, then maybe it looked that way as well. I mean, it's hard to come out with silk sheets in your $1 million mansion and fight hungry. You know what I'm saying? You talk to a guy off the rocks, yeah, of the bricks, of the cobbles is what we call it over here, and you tell him you're gonna fight for a couple of million, bro, that guy will fucking fight like a madman. You know how Mike Tyson used to fight when he used to come running across the ring. So you know, yeah, maybe the passion out of Klitschko is gone, but in the day, maybe it's his time. It's time to bow out. And you know what? Talking about the rematch, I don't know why he took the rematch. He knows in his heart he can't beat him. I talked to James Elliott Bashir. All the team and all the Klitschko team, they really believe that Klitschko should fight again. But I don't think himself really believes he can beat him. And I think Fury would probably knock him out in the rematch. So that's my take. Go ahead, T.
I just feel like they laid down all together. Like I seen Andy Lee be strong late in the fight. I seen him let his punches go. If he didn't, he wouldn't have knocked Corby out. You know, but Klitschko, I've always said, you know, he don't trust himself. He don't when you put him in a situation. I respect Fury's game plan. That ain't what I said. I just felt he is an illusion. So if Deontay Wilder says, I'm not respecting this range you call, I want to see what Fury's going to do, then he can have my respect if he does the correct things. I respect the game plan. I just look at Klitschko, and I say, you can look at illusion as a champion and let that take your belt. And you know why Klitschko does things like that? Because he doesn't trust himself. He don't trust his chin. He don't trust the fact that he can get away from counter punches. He's always been that guy that had you basically at range hit you with the jab. He don't trust nothing else but like what's my guy's name? Hakeem. Like Hakeem said, you respect Floyd Mayweather in retrospect. He did everything right. When you ran from him, he cut the ring down. That he was complete. Klitschko never been that. So that's what I'm saying. He looks at an illusion. He can't do nothing with it. It ain't just fault to them guys. It's just saying if they do it more and more, I'll begin to respect it. But with a guy like Klitschko, so far I don't respect it. I'm looking at the style. I'm looking at the opponent. I'm looking at all of it. And Andy Lee, I seen him be strong before. It was just amazing to me that he had Billy Joe. He would cut the ring down. And he would faint. He would just faint. And about the fifth or sixth round, my respect just went out the window. Simple as that.
Fair enough. You
So
can't.
EJ, off topic. We gotta do this debate tomorrow, man. 5 o'clock. I'm calling out Ben or Beats. Either one of them take it. And if they duck it, let Sean Newton take the
Alright, what you saying? Officially, who you calling out over here? You calling boxing?
I'm calling out Ben Umar or either Beats. If they duck it, let Sean Newton take their spot.
Sean Newton, what? Sean Newton want some of you? Sean Newton, you want some of you?
If they duck the debate, let him take their spot.
Sean Newton's got his dukes up. Sean Newton's got his dukes up. Hey, we can do this right now. We can do this right now, man.
What's the debate, though? What's the debate about?
What's the debate about? We can do this right now, man. Hey,
Don't duck me, son. Don't duck me, son. That's what Slim's saying. Don't duck me, son.
Hey, what's the hey,
Mayweather duck.
Hey, pick the topic. Hey, you know the next one should be Hakeem and T. They have a great debates, bro. They smack each other up in their debate.
It was the Bradley and Floyd Mayweather duck Khan, but they've been ducking the debate, man. So we're gonna have to let Newton take their spot.
I don't know if Newton wants to take that challenge though. Newton, how you feel about that? Newton ain't gonna be able to defend that one. Tell Newton what the debate is.
What's the debate?
Yeah, I was supposed to debate either Ben or either Beats. The debate topic was Tim Bradley and Floyd Mayweather ducked Amir Khan. They ducking the debate though.
She was not taking that one. See, she was not taking. No one's taking that one, bro. Ain't no one taking that one up, bro. No one wants that one, bro.
Wait, what'd he say? I was typing on Facebook. What'd he say?
Those guys not ducking Khan. Come on.
Did they duck Khan? Who did duck Khan?
Are you waiting for your finger like, no, you're not taking the bait, or you taking that bait? You taking that bait?
All right, tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
I'll debate that right now.
You got to challenge right now. Hey, shoot yourself. We can do that right now. Do yourself, Sean. Hey, Shady, you got to challenge her right now, bro.
That's what I said. Tomorrow at 5, because I gotta put it on my channel
right now. I got my ammo right now.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
I don't get ready because I'm always ready.
Pacquiao, I already won the Khan versus Mayweather debate, so I can't be a judge in this.
I want to see that one right now. Hey, Shady, let's give him. Hey, let's do it. We can do a thingy. What you call it? A friendly. Is it friendly? We call it friendly sparring.
I already got my notes together, so it'll take me at least 30 minutes to get all that together. Cause I already got that. It's already together.
I'm ready, man. I'll give you my rebuttal right now to the fact that you're saying Khan was ducked by Bradley, and also that Khan was ducked by Floyd Mayweather. Now I love Khan, all right? I'm a Muslim brother. I love my brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah. I got no problem with Muslim brothers and sisters. But let's be honest here. Bradley ducked Khan, but he got Pacquiao. Is that really a duck? Or is that good business? Did he duck him? Yeah, he ducked him. We all know he ducked him. But when you get Pacquiao at the end, man, that's a hard... You mean anybody ducks at that point. Anybody ducks at that point. Did Floyd duck Khan? Honestly, I mean...
So you willing to take the debate tomorrow? You willing to take it?
Tomorrow, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm ready right now. That's why I said I'm ready right now. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. My wife can come on and be like, hey, babe, we going somewhere.
I got to get my notes together. That's why I say I'm going to need at least 30 minutes.
Oh, so you ain't ready, my shady brother.
I got to get my notes.
You being shady right now, man. You being shady right now.
Nah, it's going to take me about that time to prepare all my notes together.
But you know what?
I'm going all the way in.
Hey, you can do that, man. Hey. I don't think that gonna happen, Shady, with the other dude. But like, Hakeem's ready to rumble, so you get your notes together. We ain't going nowhere. Shit, 30 minutes is fine with me. Well, hey, Hakeem, you going anywhere?
Nah, not for 8 minutes. I mean, I gotta leave in like 10 because I gotta go pray.
But man, it ain't happening. Then it ain't happening tomorrow. It ain't happening tonight. Then it ain't happening tonight.
What's name?
All right, we'll let Newton take their spot tomorrow. 5 o'clock. You down?
Well, 5 o'clock? I don't know, man. I get home for work. I think I got home for work at 5:10 today. I was in traffic for like an hour and a half leaving LA.
He'll do it. He said he'll take the debate up since they ducking it.
Hey, when you guys doing? When you guys hosting that? When you guys hosting that? You and Newton. When you hosting?
A lot of people don't follow American, man. Like, I don't think you're gonna get nobody. A lot of people really kind of gave up on American, so ain't nobody gonna really want to fight you on that. Cause they didn't follow him enough. Like he did it to himself.
So that's why people ducking. They don't follow him enough. That's why they doing the debate.
Who he fight? He fought Carlos Molina.
Go ahead.
Nah, he just fell off.
Yeah, he fell off, man. He fell off.
We were supposed to do this debate 2 weeks ago, man.
Uma, I don't know what's with Uma hit you up. I don't know what Uma hit you up in the chat. Did you hit him up in the inbox?
Nah, he told me he said don't hit him up. He said don't mention my name no more on Twitter, man. Don't be mentioning me. So I stopped mentioning him.
Yeah. But I mean,
listen, no, man. I do think Floyd. I mean, it's really hard to say Floyd ducked Khan because in my eyes, Floyd did duck Khan. But at the same time, it's like you gotta bring the money, man. Like that, it's hard to.
He wasn't a mandatory opponent. How could he duck him? He wasn't mandatory.
Debate already over. He just agreed that Floyd ducked Khan.
You see what he said?
Debate is already over.
Duck Khan is because I'll look at the situation and how he chose Berto. And you look at the situation,
bro. Thank you.
And you have to really say, yeah, but at the same time, do we really care that he ducked Khan? Not really. Because he's at the end of his career.
What about that? There you go, JD.
I mean, he's at the end of his career.
I'm just trying to win this debate.
It is what it is.
Caring.
Floyd ducked a lot of people. Floyd ducked Margarito. I mean, let's be honest here.
Margarito be cheating all day. What do you mean he ducked?
Doesn't matter. He still ducked him.
Why you need to? That's not a duck, man. Let me ask you a question. Was he mandatory to fight Floyd Mayweather?
Mandatories ain't always got to decide if a duck is a duck or not, man.
Question. So what you saying is a voluntary?
Was Sugar Ray Leonard mandatory to Hagler?
No, Hagler didn't have to fight him.
Well,
did Hagler have to fight? Did Hagler have to fight Sugar Ray Leonard?
No, but we still say Sugar Ray Leonard ducked Hagler till he got old.
Why is that duck? How's that a duck? If you're not,
you still say Sugar Ray Leonard ducked Hagler till he got old.
Hey, let's be practical. Let's be practical, right? Unless you're mandatory to fight them, there ain't no ducking going on. Pure and simple, bro.
Yeah,
it's voluntaries. There's mandatories and there's voluntaries. It's a voluntary.
Those guys not even the same weight.
Yeah,
yeah, but they still considered Sugar Ray Leonard ducking Marvin Hagler. I'm not saying they were right to consider it, but it's true. History is history. That's what they said.
No,
Who's
man.
they? Who's they?
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard haters, I
people
guess.
that wanted Hagler to whoop Sugar Ray Leonard's ass. I mean, there's a lot of people, man. Let's be honest here.
They fought and Leonard won.
You guys are lying right now if you said you've never heard people accusing Leonard of ducking Hagler.
Never heard Hagler. That's the first time. I'm the first I'm hearing it. I'm the first.
Stop lying. Why are you
People-
lying?
I don't know. People said that Sugar Ray Leonard ducked Aaron Pryor.
Yeah, I
But-
heard that one. That's the one I heard. That's the one I heard. But then
Obviously, I mean, he delayed the Hagler thing, but I mean, he also took years off because of his eyes. I mean, he retired like 3 times.
Yeah. But the thing is, yeah, did he really duck Aaron Pryor? Why didn't Aaron Pryor move up into his weight class and be mandatory? If you
Well,
really
Pryor went to an interview and called him out, and he just put his arm around him and was like,
I'll give you a duck. Danny Garcia ducked Josie Alushkin, right? He was his match for like 3
He ducked Postal too. He ducked Postal. He ducked Postal.
Yeah, that's a duck right there, because you're the mandatory. But you know what? Is it a duck, or did the organization force the mandatory? You know what I'm trying to say to you? Because the organization,
maybe I give a bad example, but still, there's many fighters that have been claimed for ducking that are not mandatory. I mean, it's true. It's not like fighters have. There's many people that say, "Oh, people ducked Tyson," but yet they had different belts.
They didn't have to fight. It's voluntary.
Other people, you have to be a mandatory to get ducked. That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
Not true, man.
Well, you don't have to fight them. I'll give you an example, yeah? When Mike Tyson had 3 belts, right? When Mike Tyson had belts, people said he was the champion until he fought Spence.
Pacquiao.
Huh?
Yes or no?
Yeah,
Was
Floyd
he
ducked Pacquiao. And he
Yes
ducked
or no?
Amir Khan too. And he
Hey,
kicked
hey, we're in this. Where's freaking T at? I'm gonna get fucking killed. There's 3 Pacquiao fans here. I'm gonna get murdered, right?
No, I'm
challenging boxing beats and rhymes.
Pacquiao versus Floyd, but I'm just saying that's a great example of people accusing another fighter of ducking. I mean, it happens. Just because you're not a mandatory doesn't mean that you can't be accused of ducking. I mean, that's ridiculous.
No. You know why? You know why they say he ducked him? Because
people say
listen. You know what? Let me explain. They already entered negotiations, yeah, and the negotiations fell through, and therefore, right? Because it broke down, then the ducking came into it. If they never entered in negotiations, then you couldn't call it ducking. With Hagler and Leonard, they were about to start negotiations when Leonard said he wasn't going to fight him. So that's how the ducking came about. Leonard, if that's the case, that's why. So you mean it is true?
I gotta run, but I'm gonna catch you guys later.
All right, Shady, peace out, bro.
Man, he left. Oh.
Yeah, well, I was right what I said, man. He's so shady. Come on, Hakeem.
Anyways, I'm out too, man. I'm tired.
All right, man. No problem, man. Hey, man.
All right, y'all stay up.
Thanks for coming over, man. I'm gonna pull the plug and then. Sure, you got anything else you want to add? Take care, Hakeem.
I
guess that's it, man. It's a wrap. Newton. I guess he's busy as well. Well, hey, Sean. Nah, I guess he ain't there either, man. I guess it's me by myself for now. All right, fight fans. Well, I hope you enjoyed the hangout. We covered some new things, so breaking news. Chris Charles Martin might be fighting Anthony Joshua. I think I went on Twitter. I think it's rumors. Bernard Hopkins gonna be fighting Triple G. Rumors as well. Canelo, Amir Khan. We talked about that. We talked the possibility of Wilder and everything else. The next fight coming up is gonna be Hank Lundy versus what's his name? Hank Lundy versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Hopefully that's gonna be a good fight as well. What we got in the chat? We'll go quickly into the chat real quick. See what you guys are saying in the chat. Suleiman Abdul Malik, Floyd went for Oscar. It makes sense. Yeah, you'll get me. Suleiman Abdul Malik, that's a risk for money. Yeah, that's what it's about, isn't it? What's it? He only fights Canelo for money. Yeah, it's all about money. Khan sucks. People are getting in, bruv. There's a few fair comments actually. Hey, thanks you guys in the chat anyway, jumping in and joining in the hangout. You guys are much appreciated. The next one, I might do one next Tuesday because boxing's real dead at the minute, man. So actually, Newton's back. Hey, sure, you want to say anything you got anything you want to bring up, or you want to say peace out?
What's your thought on the Frampton Quigg fight?
Oh, that's a good question. All right, we'll stick around for a bit longer. I think that's a really good fight. I have to mute for a minute, Sean, because I'm getting some feedback. I'll mute you for a sec. Yeah, let me just mute you. All right, that's a really good fight. Yeah, that's a really good fight. I think Scott Quigg should do it because Scott Quigg's been he beat Kiko Martinez to get the belt. He's been to America, and I think he's more seasoned. I think he's very well seasoned. On the other hand, you have Scott Quigg. To be honest with you, I don't rate Scott Quigg at all. People do. They think he's very hard puncher. Even fighting guys that, to me, None. They haven't been never been live bodies. Kiko Martinez got beat twice by Frampton before Kiko got knocked out by Scott quicker. I mean, how can you say you're not? To me, honestly, I think they're in totally different classes. I mean, when they fight, we'll find out. But I think Frampton beats him fairly easily. The betting odds it's actually quite even, but I think Frampton beats him quite easy. What's your take?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, like in my video, I was talking about how I think now is good timing because Quigg is coming off that big knockout of Kiko Martinez, you know, an opponent they both fought, and he did it even more impressively, which sort of helped build this fight even more. And then Frampton went to the States to do his American debut and got dropped twice in the first round, which sort of helped sort of fuel this fire and make it seem as if it's going to really be a lot more competitive and a lot more interesting. I'm surprised, though, a lot of people haven't been talking about it more, though. It's one of those fights that's sort of getting lost with all the gossip that's going on.
Yeah, I agree. It has been lost. You know why, Sean? It's because the heavyweights are back, Sean. The heavyweights are back. The heavyweights are back, and you know, the middleweights. Boxing has always been really good middleweights, big heavyweight, and the light heavyweights. You know, big guys, super middleweights, and the little guys have been left in the shot because the thing is, really and truly, if they were fighting Rigo, and if they were fighting Rigo, they might have got more attention. But to be honest with you, it's a UK big dust up over in the UK, and to be honest with you, I don't know if it's going to be bigger when Joshua fighting Prince Charles Martin if that happens. Because I'll tell you, yeah, exactly. I mean, when the fight happens, when you don't come fight week, yeah, I'll be honest with you, then maybe we can talk about is this going to be really massive fight. But right now, no one's talking about it. And you even mentioned it. I go, oh, yeah, I remember that fight. It's been so sharp. Because you know why, Sean? There's been some really good fights out there. And the money, you're looking at, when the heavyweight division comes around, that's all people care about, casuals. You know, as the casual people really care about these little guys who someone can come and kick with their foot. You know, they're not that tall, you know. So I think it's that, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sean.
That's true. That's true. Even more reason why people should give Fury credit because, I mean, basically he kicked in the door and allowed this heavyweight division to be interesting like it is right now, which is great for boxing. You know, like I've been saying, 2016, I mean, there's lots of great things going on. The heavyweight division's opened up. We have big potential fights down the road. I mean, if they work out, Kovalev, Ward, GGG, Canelo, and then you have great fights like this, which, you know, is a great fight. And, you know, of course, it's sort of being overpassed because people's attention is being put towards other big fights. But nonetheless, it's a great fight. And I think a great fight for the winner could be against Lee Selby for the 126 title.
Good fight. And you got what's his name again? Muslim as well. Kid Ganahan.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Rigo has a fight, right? He's fighting a guy, a UK fighter in the UK.
He hasn't got a shot. He ain't got a shot.
Yeah, but I'm like, why is he fighting him? How come he's not fighting Kid Galahad, who beat this guy, KO'd this guy? You know, like if you're gonna go to the UK and fight somebody,
he's still banned for taking a substance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's still banned. I don't know when the ban's up. I don't know what happened, but he hasn't been allowed to fight. That's why.
Yeah, because I saw that. I'm like, why isn't he fighting him? This is the guy that knocked this dude out. And he's going to fight this guy who, you know, is nobody. It's nobody. And he's expected to beat him, the same as the last guy he fought and the Japanese guy he fought before him. You know, I mean, at least if he fought a guy like Kid Galahad, I mean, he's young, he's up and comer, he's got potential. And you know, in the UK, he's a top prospect. So it would be a much more interesting fight as far as that's concerned. And then it sort of puts him right in the mix of all that UK action. What do you know about this opponent? I'm not too familiar with him, and I'm sure a lot of North Americans have never heard of him. So what can you tell us about the guy?
I ain't got nothing to tell you about him. I haven't done my research. I looked at the fight like you did and just shut it down out my mind. And then another thing as well, this is what I'm thinking, is like, you know, like last year, I mean, we was bigging up the little guys. We were bigging up Anui, and we were bigging up Chocolito, and them guys was really, you know, on the back. But when the heavyweight division comes about, everything gets shut down. And the heavyweight division really, like you said, I give credit for Fury going and beat Klitschko. No doubt, I made some money out of it as well. I mean, I don't know. I was the only one who picked him on the panel that time on the Pound for Pound Boxing Report. But you know, him beating him widened up the division. Look, because Prince he got stripped of the belt. Charles Martin's got a belt. Now Joshua might fight for the belt. Maybe someone else fight for the belt. You know, the whole heavyweight division's opened up, and it's basically got, you know, it's really got the prime print of the press, and they're printing it on newspapers over here in the UK. Josh is on the front of most of the newspapers. Josh and David Hayes fight on one of our channels called Dave. He's on the newspapers as well. So the heavyweight division is really starting to live up. And you got New Zealand, Joseph Parker. You know, you got Amir Mansour the other day. I talked about him. Dominic Brazil, you know, coming up. I mean, it might be not as well known as that, but the heavyweight division has got some real guys. No one's talking about Deshaun. Would you know what you think about the Deshaun? You know Deshaun, the big Japanese 7-foot Japanese guy. No one's talking about that dude, you know. Go ahead, Sean. Give us a take on that guy.
Not Japanese, Chinese. He's the Great Wall. But that guy is a super prospect. I mean, he's only fought like, I don't know, like 6 fights, 7 fights, and very limited competition. But some people say he's got some skills, I mean, for a big guy. But obviously he started late, and nobody really gives him too much of you know, too much hope of actually doing anything in the heavyweight division. But what he does do is he does open the Chinese market and young fighters to this potential, right? So maybe some young guys who watch him and are some big guys will sort of pick up boxing because of him, and then maybe this will start the new generation of Chinese heavyweights down the road.
Yeah, definitely, man. I like to see that one, boy. All right, man. Sean, man, I'm boxing out, but I need to get something to eat, man. Hey, thanks for coming over, Sean. Hey, I think Mike ain't gonna have nothing, so I'm gonna try and do something. If something else comes up, I'll probably do another hangout, man. You should. Hey, did you watch the Super Bowl? A little bit. Okay, fair enough. Then I ain't gonna talk about that. I had a hangout.
I was watching a podcast like Ness Boxing Voice.
Oh yeah,
I was watching like you were on it, I think too, right?
No,
I didn't
come over.
No, I was watching the Super Bowl, but then I was just doing that in the background. My team lost. I mean, I had New England, and New England lost to the Broncos. And then I sort of wanted Cam Newton to win because, you know, he's my cousin from another mother. So I was hoping that he would pull it off. Newton, right? Newton.
Yeah. I just, you know what? That connection right there, baby. You know, funny, man. Yeah, man, that Super Bowl, man. It just it wasn't that. But last year's was better. But hey, Broncos won. Hey, congratulations to Peyton Manning, and that's what we can say. But hey, sure, man. Hey, thanks for coming over. If I do another one spontaneous hangout, I'll jump in. Thanks to all the people who came in. Sean Newton himself, Scorsese, Hakeem Boxing. Who else we have here? We had Miguel. We had Shady Slim. Who else we have? J Dills. Who else we had, man? Have I got anyone? Scorsese, 10. I think that's about it. I probably had more. Yeah, that was it. All right, and guys. All right. Leave your comments in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed the hangout, and we'll catch you another one. Peace.